Hello, world.
This is the Veteran Wargamer. I am your host, Jay Arnold. Welcome to the second game of Virtual J3 this weekend. Once again, I'm joined by not Jay, aka Chris.
Howdy, folks.
Our GM this session is David Ackerman, who is being ably assisted by his buddy Joe. And Elon Mitchell-Smith is making a return to his second virtual game with us, and new to the virtual game. Not your first virtual game with us, but certainly the first one this weekend. Old time friend Eric Huck. Hi, Eric.
Hello.
And we are playing Full Thrust with some vintage Games Workshop before Battlefleet Gothic. This is Space Fleet stuff, right, David?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
Mostly.
so
There's some non-Space Fleet ships thrown in as well.
Fair enough, but this is certainly makes it officially Old Hammer, and as we have discussed in the past, Old Hammer is the best hammer. And right now we've got Chris Long joining us from the Great White North, and he tells us that he is barbecuing and watching. Chris, when you get a second, let us know what it is you're barbecuing, and we'd like to see pictures online later. So, on that note,
definitely post to the Discord.
On that note, David, if you want to give a brief rundown of our forces and what we're looking to do today, and we'll go from there.
All right. What we're looking at here is a conflict happening in the Kerberos system. This planet that you see right here, which isn't really going to figure into the game apart from this decoration. It doesn't block line of sight. We're not in the planetary plane. But that is the Imperial forces you see on this side of the table want to land on that planet, neutralize the installations there, and use it as a forward operating base during their invasion.
Boo.
The Tartarus Rim, this is in a region of space called the Tartarus Rim in the North Galactic Rim. And the Tartarus Rim is allied with the Squats, the dwarves, and the Ponzi space elves, the Eldar. The Tartarans are strangely absent at the moment. They will be showing up later if the game lasts long enough. The Tartarans and space elves and dwarves would like to send the Terran Imperium back to Holy Terra, where they came from in the first place. You can see quite a number of old-style Space Fleet ships on the Imperial side. You've got your Gothic battleships and Firestorm cruisers and Cobra destroyers. We're using them as Furious-class Great Galleys, Comitatus-class galleys, Great Galleons, and Serpents-class galleots in order to kind of keep with an old feel. The dwarves have the ships that I'm using for the dwarves are from another company. Do you remember the name of that? Not Valiant Enterprises. It's
Vanguard.
Vanguard Miniatures made the dwarven ships that you see over here. I'll try and bring one closer to the overview camera, so I don't know which camera. This is one of the dwarven ships from Vanguard Miniatures. They make some lovely stuff.
They're modular as well.
And so you can change out the loadout option. Everything else on the table so far is from Games Workshop, from Citadel.
They even have one that's inspired by the Gothic battleship.
They do. They have one inspired by the Gothic battleship and a number of miniatures inspired by Battlefleet Gothic, which is slightly more modern, but still getting kind of long in the tooth at this point.
Eventually, they all become vintage.
We're using full thrust rules, so it plays a little bit differently than Space Fleet. But I'm trying to. Most of the ships are armed in a way that hopefully makes them feel like Space Fleet, more or less. A lot of broadsides. Laser batteries are not necessarily as powerful as they usually are, at least on the Imperial side. And this is going to be an asymmetric conflict. The Imperial side has, this is a campaign, and so this is not a one-off. It's the first conflict in a campaign game. The Imperial side has a more or less infinite number of ships if they can bring them to bear. The Tartarus Rim has a limited number, but they're fairly effective. Is that an acceptable overview? Is there more I can say?
I think that's a good start.
All right.
I think it's worth noting that with full thrust, you have individual record sheets for each individual ship, and every player writes out the orders for their ships turn by turn, and typically use a pretty simple notation system indicating how much thrust you're applying to forward momentum and then how much you're applying to left or right turns, with 1 point of thrust affecting 1 point of movement on a clock face 1 through 12. And then
so just as a reminder, if I want to do a 90-degree turn, that's going to require 3 points of thrust.
Correct.
To maneuver, correct.
That is correct.
Okay.
And then, did you have starting velocities for our ships, David?
The starting velocity is whatever you want it to be.
Woohoo!
We can go up to half our thrust for total velocity.
Your maximum. There is no maximum velocity. You can go as fast as you want. You can use as much of your thrust as you wish to accelerate or decelerate. The only limitation is that most ships can only use half of their thrust to maneuver. So if you have a ship that has a thrust of 4, you can make 2 points of turn. There are exceptions to that rule. Some ships are unusually maneuverable, but that is the general rule.
And everything is D6s, right?
And everything is D6s. Hits are a little bit different than in some other games. 4 through 6 hit. 5 and 6 generally do doubles. But if you have one level of shield, that removes the double 5. If you have 2 levels of shields, that removes the 4, so only 5 and 6 hit. If you have 3 levels of shields, that removes the double 6. So double 5 means that the 5 does 2 points of damage. Double 6 means that the 6 does 2 points of damage. So a ship that has 3 shields is very difficult to damage, with the exception of using things like torpedoes, Nova torpedoes. A number of the ships have torpedo launchers, rail guns, missiles, energy weapons weapons like that ignore shields. The shields are only effective against energy weapons. Certain ships also have up to 2 layers of armored hull. And if you have 1 level of armored hull is equal to 1 shield, but it does affect other weapons. Does affect rail guns at least. 2 layers of armored hull is like 2 layers of shields. But they don't nest. If you've got 3 shields and 2 armored hull, at best you have 3 shields. They don't stack. Does that make sense?
Clear as mud.
The mud is clear.
Fair enough. Well, we'll attempt to. Hopefully, the mud will settle out some as we go through this.
Come with experience. What doesn't kill us?
And I'm assuming that everybody can start. The Tartarus Rim side, the elves and dwarves will place first. So just tell me where your ships are starting. The Imperial side will place after that. Basically you got to start back behind the planet. But I can be a little bit flexible about, we can let me know what order and what direction you want to be going relative to the table.
David, can you pan the overview camera up slightly, because we're just seeing the planet. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
Oh yeah, now we can.
A little more of the table in.
You go up a little bit. Move it up a little bit. There you go. Perfecto.
And now I think we got you might have the whole table back in now.
Chuck Latorre chimes in, says, "I'm here, sorry I missed morning game. I'll go back and try to watch it all." That's all right, Chuck. We're glad to have you now. That's all that matters. And Chris says, "I forgot how much I like these rules, and you can do almost anything you can think of in construction of ships." Absolutely. I've got. I like the Star Trek ships, of course. I've got some sheets out on the internet in a scenario involving quite a few D7s, but the old Klingon ships. I'm a original series guy when it comes to my Star Trek.
I love that it's ship agnostic, so you can add any kind of ships to this game you like.
So if we want to start out by people letting me know how they want to start with the Eldar and Dwarf ships.
Is there, David, is there like a galactic north that we want to establish?
Let's make Galactic North. Galactic North is basically the direction. North is the side of the ships, the side of the table with the elves and dwarves. The Imperium is coming from the south, so we're in the Galactic North Rim. So it only stands to reason that
Should the rebels come from the south?
Side.
And then who's on the side of the rebels? It's me and Eric and Jay. Did you change sides, or are you with us?
No, I'm with you still, Elon.
All right, cool. And so I guess I have the maneuverable ones because I have the Eldar. What's
Correct.
the character?
You have some very, very capable ships.
Cool. I'm going to ask you about what they can do in a second. But Jay and Eric, do you know what the character of your ships is? Like,
yes. Yeah. My ships are slow, but they have some pretty powerful weapons. Now, I don't have the capital ship, which has a really powerful arsenal, but I've got my forward battle arrays are pretty impressive. And even the destroyers are pretty beefy for their size.
Okay, yeah. And we have to deploy before the bad guys get here. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. Do we want to do this and talk without? Can we mute Chris?
Yeah, we can mute, but the thing is, we can't really talk to each other.
Okay.
I will step away.
The Imperium is reacting. The Imperium will have seen your positions before they come into the battle, so you might.
I was hoping we could talk about some strategy.
That's why I've got you placing first.
Okay.
I will take my headphones off. Somebody wave in the camera to let me know that you're ready for me to come back on.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like we're going to add Jeff to the party here.
Ah, excellent. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff is playing the dwarf. We've kind of split the dwarves up, so you might carve out a couple of dwarf ships for Jeff.
Or I could switch over to the imps.
Would you like to switch over to the imps, Jeff?
I missed half of that, so I understood I was coming in finally. Was someone else playing the dwarves while I was out?
We assigned ships while you were away.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm good watching for the first time, considering I've also never played even the base tabletop game of this.
Fair enough.
Learning experience.
Maybe you can jump in and grab a couple ships mid-battle or something.
Yeah. I'll also just be fair. I went to play a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, so my brain is slightly fried.
Okay. Well,
Jeff, it's nice to meet you. We'll go around the horn real quick. Let me get back to that other screen here. I'm your host, Jay Arnold. We've got not Jay as my brother Chris. Of course, you know David. Huxley or Eric Huck and Elon Mitchell Smith. So welcome to the experience, to the stream.
Thanks.
So Eric, Chris, and I have been gaming together for coming up on 20 years now. Well, obviously I've been gaming with Chris for much longer than that, but David's a recent addition to our group. And then Elon, I've talked to on my podcast, and I've done a gaming roundtable video on within the last year or so. But this is our first time, actually our second time today, playing with Elon.
All ready for me?
Interesting.
we were just introducing ourselves to Geoff, who's just joining us. Jeff, sorry about that.
It's fine. Parents are British, and they decided to stick with the naming conventions, even though we've lived our entire lives in one specific country, and it's not the UK.
Yeah, my name's been misspelled because of that. So easy to pronounce, but not the right spelling. ERICH. So yeah, I get it. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, Chris. We were being introduced to Jeff. Jeff's just joining us. He's going to observe for the moment.
Fair enough.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I don't think it's going to be any real surprise. And Eric, I think given the nature of the game, I think we can probably just go ahead and discuss in open.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead.
I think with the elves, maybe hold the elves back because they're more maneuverable and be able to react more readily to the dwarves, and just set the dwarves up as a screen.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe the dwarves as the center. Or, Jay, or what are you playing?
I've got the dwarven capital ship, the flagship.
Oh, and Eric, you have dwarves as well?
I do. I have the smaller dwarven ships. There's 6 of them, and they're also kind of slow and beat sticky. So I'll stick with the capital ship. We're going to be the anvil to the elven hammer.
There you go.
Yeah. So why don't you start as kind of a screen and more or less the center, and I'll start behind, but I'll start at a higher speed, and I'll zip around to whatever side seems best once we start playing, and we'll try and work that flank.
Elon, you can start at a slow speed, and you will still pass us up.
Oh, okay.
No, our thrust is not that great. I mean, some of my destroyers are quick, but they're pretty fragile compared to the other ones. Do we have like warp signatures or anything about the incoming allies? Are they even coming?
You know that there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
Your brief tells you what's coming in.
Okay, so do we know where?
They'll be coming from the direction you might guess.
David, can I ask a few quick questions before we start?
Yes.
Like there's a this guy right here.
That is an area defense weapon that isn't really going to. You can use them against missiles or fighters.
Okay, and this guy right here.
That is an enhanced. That is a superior sensor array, which would, if there were enemies, if there were undetected enemies, it would help you to identify them. But you already know where they are, so it's not really going to do very much.
And is this that I have 4 missiles to shoot?
Yes, he has 4 missiles to shoot. Each one of them, once expended, is done.
Okay, is this 3 shields?
That's correct. That's 3 shields.
And
those are three targeting computers, and you can. That's how many ships you can target. That's your that thing with the swiggle is your reactor core. We discussed the reactor core earlier. If the reactor core is damaged, you can vent it to space. Otherwise, you take your chances on it blowing up the ship.
I remember. Thanks very much.
What's the range on the X-ray cannons?
48 inches.
Yes.
Long.
Oh yeah.
Very long.
I dig it.
Okay, we're going to get caught up on some comments real quick. Chuck's saying, great view. Thank you. Chris is saying he needs to dig out his TOS ships and B5 ships. Can't agree more. I'd like to get my TOS ships out sometime in the near future.
Or
Chuck
B5.
says in a bar fight, I'd want Kirk by my side. Chris is saying some sort of nonsense. I'm just going to ignore that. Chuck asked about a play area. It's a pool table, so about 6 by maybe 3.5.
Approximately.
Chris says last time Picard was in a bar fight, he got his heart stabbed out by a Nausicaan. And Chris is saying you can still get the B5 ships. So, and with the advent of relatively easy and relatively cheap 3D printing, you can do just about anything that's out there.
I'm sure there's tons of B-55 ships.
You'd be surprised that no, there aren't.
So, David?
Yes.
Do you want to array us in a line on our side of the table with the Eldar in the rear?
Well, you tell me how you want. Why don't we start with
I think that's
Put us
what
in
we
front of
want.
the planet. We're defending it.
in front of the furthest forward you can go is the planet. So I will
Okay, put us at the planet then.
Yeah, on
And then-
round one, I'm going to blow up the planet.
That way they can't get it. I get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
How many ships do we have to collide to the planet to destroy it?
Yes, I'm thinking outside of the box.
Not like I'm running a campaign here, and I that is going to require that planet in the future.
It's the only way to be sure.
Details.
All right. So now that we got Genghis Khan out, is that where you guys want Genghis Khan?
Yes.
Yes, and then put my well, here I'll go down the line. Let's put Timid and Jarud flanking him on either side.
Okay, so Tumid will have no marking.
You'll have to remember which ones are which. And then
you've got markings on them, and so I'm writing it down.
Gotcha.
I'm going to put Post-it notes for their
And,
reference in case they,
Then Jarud is on the other side. Next up.
Then you can put Granai, Stuffer, and Hilsvini all arrayed on one side.
Do you have a preference on table left or table right?
Table right for me. Yes. Put them up. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Perfect. That sounds good.
Just like that?
Yes.
Done.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
The capital ship, does it want a broadside?
It does have a broadside.
Can you switch the ship that's on far left with the capital ship, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine.
All right, let's get the elves then.
All right, I'm going to put is the Sasuhachi? Is that what you're calling a capital ship?
It is. Yes, it's one of the capital ships.
Okay, so we'll put Sasuhachi with Hoshikaze, and then the other two together. So one big, one little, and just in a line, fairly tightly packed, right behind that line, but in the middle of the table.
How do you want to? So you want to alternate? You said.
Yeah.
So
the big ships. Let's put the big ships on the inside, right next to each other, and then the small ships flanking them.
Like that.
Yeah, but a little bit tighter. There's no chance that they're going to run into each other, right?
Not unless you want to.
All right. And can you point at the two that are like on the west, and just tell me which ones they are so I can remember?
The on the west is Tengoku Kaze, and that's the farthest west. Then Sasuhachi is next to it.
Okay, cool, thanks.
And then the other two are on the east. All right, and now I guess it's time for the Imperials to place. Same drill, but within 12 inches of the edge of the table.
Boo!
In your ear.
That's very
For
much-
the Empire! I don't know
Either
what
side.
the Imperial's actually saying this.
All right. So
For the Emperor?
Oh, are we still doing 40K? I wasn't quite sure.
I think it's
Part
grim.
of the 40K, yes.
Oh, it's sort of.
all right. So we're gonna start by taking. Let's see. I've got what 2 or.
And recall that there is some special information that you have about 4 of your destroyers are different from the other 6.
Oh yeah. Okay,
They're
hold
all
on.
the same, but I made specific instructions about 4 of them.
I'm gonna double check. Hold on 1 second.
While you're checking.
Okay. I need those 4
Mm-hmm.
to be kind of in a diamond formation in the center of the center of the room, or center of the. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Then I need.
How far forward do you want them?
They're going to be at 8 inches. The lead destroyer will be 8 inches from the edge.
Yeah, actually pretty close. We'll pull you back just a little bit.
All right. Then the galleons are Dirk and Sacrificium
Yes.
are the 2 big ones, right?
They're actually the medium sized.
Okay. Well, put them one to each side of that diamond, about 4 inches off.
4 inches to the side.
Yeah.
That was pretty close. It's like you've done this before.
All right.
I might have done this once or twice.
Then
Jay, are you making a note of which ship is which?
I'm starting to. I just want to make sure that these 4.
then Collegium, Magistratus, Legatus, and Praetor. Those are going to be done diamond shaped around those, with the Collegium being the lead all the way at 12 inches.
Okay.
So it'll be Collegium will be directly in front of the diamond. There you go.
4 inches in front of the diamond, or 12 inch. So
Yeah. So it'll be at the 12-inch mark.
12-inch mark. Yes.
Yep.
Got it.
Then the Magistratus will be behind the diamond. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. The other 2 will be in front of the 2 wing units, one in front of the other. Yep. And then lastly, the other 6 destroyers are going to be split 3 and 3.
Something
That'll
like that.
work. Yep.
When do we place our minefields?
Or is that close enough?
That's close enough. Just make sure that they're kind of equidistant on there.
When do we place our minefields?
You know,
Yes, they're all specifically, and you can see the stripes distinguishing them, right?
Right. I'm just saying when he was saying put the Legatus here or the Collegium there, I didn't see which one.
okay. And so I need to get
Can't make up the word out.
so my job is to get to the planet.
Yes, and in barring, you have some alternate orders. If you each have, and your orders, you can keep your orders private. You don't need to announce those to the rest of the world.
We knew you wanted to get to the planet. It's all good.
Well, getting to the planet was fairly obvious. What alternate orders are more mysterious? And Jay is writing down which ship is which. We can go through and point out and make sure that we've got everything. Joe, excuse me, is writing down which ship is which. And we can point out, make sure we got all of this according to Hoyle once he's got all that written down. Just in case you want to do anything, any fancy maneuvers so we get everything correct. You got your capital ship sheets. We'll make sure. Okay, so this ship in the rear is Palladium, the rearmost ship. Legatus is the frontmost ship.
What's that again?
We've got Collegium in the rear, and Legatus in the front. Is that the way you want
Okay,
it?
that's fine. That's fine.
Praetor is to the left,
Red one.
and actually, I don't know where. Oh, you said you wrote blue E down, but there is no blue E. The blue E is the single blue stripe. Oh, blue.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Excuse me, I messed that up. Magistratus is in the back. Collegium is on the right. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Because I misread Joe's notes.
Okay, so Praetor is to the left.
Collegium is to the left. That's correct. Collegium is to your right, to the imperial right, to the
Right.
east.
Praetor is to the left, and Magistratus is to the rear.
And Magistratus is to the rear. That's correct.
Okay.
I'm going to say this 1,000 times wrong. Don't mind me.
It's all good. You just tell me which ships are mine, and I'll move them.
Then Dirk is on the left, and Sacrificium is on the right.
Got it.
You have, if it matters to you, the lead destroyer is Aspis. The destroyer on the left is Fulvius. The destroyer in the rear of the rear group is Crotalus, and the destroyer on the right of the rear group is Ophiophagus. You'll find that these are all Latin names of snakes, by the way. Ophiophagus is a cobra. Crotalus is a rattlesnake. On the wings, to the far left is Bungarus. To the front of the left wing is Naha. That may be pronounced Naha. I'm not actually sure.
I like Naga.
The Piscivorus, the cottonmouth, is at the rear of the left wing. The right wing is Polyepis is in the front. Uranus is on the right, and to the rear is Contortrix. Everything makes sense?
Which one is the far right?
Which one's the far right? Is it yellow one? Yellow E?
Yellow one. The one in the back is the yellow E.
Yellow one stripe is Oxyuranus. That's the far right.
Okay. Right front is Polyepis. Rear right is Contortrix.
Right in front of it is Polyepis, and to the rear is Contortrix. That's correct.
Okay. Piscivorus was where again? Which one on the left?
Piscivorus is the one at the rear on the left.
Which one? I'm sorry. Point again.
The one in the rear on the left. And Joe is putting the laser pointer on it. Attempting to put the laser. This one.
All right. Thank you.
That's Piscivorus. In front of it is Naha, and then Bungarus is the single stripe to the left.
All right. I'm good to go.
Hey, Elon.
Orders are simultaneous. You know the drill.
Elon, can with your advanced sensors, can Sasuhachi and Akabachi, can they determine which ones are the landing crafts?
No.
No life signs? It's not like Star Trek?
There's life signs on all of them. Your sensors aren't that good.
Plot device, stealth devices prevent them from knowing that.
No, there's no stealth devices.
Chuck says that he bought a cheap bag of plastic spaceships to try and use for Avalon Hill Amoeba War board game. They were big. They just need some paint, probably enough for a few armadas. Lost
Whoa,
in
that's
a
cool.
black hole or garage. It's. I hear you.
By the way, David, the idea that this is the beginning of a campaign is very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
I've
let's
been
get
trying to
rolling.
put this campaign up for a while. It's on my blog for what it's worth.
I read some of it.
And Joe and I have been play testing the heck out of these rules, trying to make them work for a Warhammer 40K kind of a setting.
All right.
Joe, do you know what ships are you writing orders for anything, Joe? Did I steal the ship
If
sheets
you
you
want
need?
to play them all, that's fine. I'm here for whatever you want me to do.
I don't know. You'll have
We
to
really
sort that
decide.
out with. You'll have to
If you
talk
get-
that over with Chris.
I mean, you can have all of them if you want. That's fine. Whatever you want to mean, they'll take one side or one flank or the other. If you need.
If
you
Chris,
can
if you
handle-
want to write them all, you're welcome to.
If you're a
They
big enough
frequently
admiral
write
to handle
quick
all the
ones.
ships, then have at it.
The Jay and I will just move them.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
To be fair, he's been kind of in on all of the planning, so he
Yeah,
knows
That's fine. Yeah, no, I'm good. Let's roll it.
Guy that drove here. So I'm rolling, so don't you be 8. Or they're gonna roll either way. We're here.
Okay, David. So if the north is the far side of the table, then that's 12. Also, then clock face.
Yes, correct.
So the west is that side. That might come up.
Chuck says the playmat looks awesome. I agree. David, is that the cigar box battle mats? Is that
No, that is a bed sheet I bought from Walmart.
Oh wow. Okay.
Better than
You know
I-
what? I have the same one behind me, actually.
Yeah, I was.
My
gonna say,
nieces
I-
love that blanket. They always request it. I have to get one for Christmas for them.
Much
It was-
better than what they
It
have
was
in
the
Florida.
cheapest. It was one of the cheapest battle mats I've ever bought. I tend to just
That's great.
That's the way to go. Look how you just.
I thought it looked familiar.
I saw that thing and I decided that was a perfect space battle mat and that none more expensive was required.
Probably like
It's
8x5.
like $30 on Amazon right now.
Really,
Yeah.
it was not that bad when I bought it.
Hmm.
But even at $30, it'd still be pretty cheap for a battle mat.
I
Sure.
might get one too because I got that mat. It took me a month to find one. I like this.
Well, the mats are more durable, and the mats are.
I won't spill too many drinks on this. Even if I do, you can probably just wash it right out. And
But
it's space colored, so if there's any stains, you can just say that's more space anomaly.
I figured that works nicely.
Yeah.
David, how do you want us to submit our orders? Do you just want us to read them and someone will note them down, or
Makes sense.
Well, hold
As
this to
long
the
as,
camera.
as long as everybody is okay with it, it's probably just easiest to read them when everybody is done.
works
Okay,
for me?
my orders are entered.
I'm ready.
Is
I
anybody
can also
still
send you
ready?
PDFs, but I'm just editing the PDF.
And
That works.
Eric and Jay, what velocity are you starting at?
I'm starting.
I'm
at
all head
6.
full.
You're starting at velocity 6?
Yes.
All right.
All right, that does keep. I would slow down my destroyers, but I'm going to speed them up.
I will
By the
put
way,
my
you're
orders in for
you're
the
actually
asteroid
faster than
several
some of your
miles away.
supports. Your support ships are slower than that, Jay.
Hmm?
The two support class, the Jarud and Tumed, are not that fast.
Well, keep in mind, David said we could start at whatever velocity we want.
Yeah,
There is no
engine
top
number
speed in space.
is your velocity change, not your top speed.
Oh,
Right.
I've got
Right.
moves. I don't have a velocity in here. I guess I
On
can.
the back on the engine.
Yeah, I got that. No,
Yeah, that's not a top speed. That's how many inches you can increase or decrease or use to make maneuvers.
Oh, you're starting at 6. I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So then when you say move, when we enter the orders, it would be plus whatever you're adding.
Right.
Correct. Plus or
Okay.
minus.
I'll start at 6 then as well.
Yeah, it's all acceleration or deceleration. Just speed up or slow down as you need.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm not.
Right. Once everybody's got their orders, we'll move. The Imperials have more ships at the moment, so we'll move them first. Tell me what to move, and we'll move it.
Everything moves straight forward 4 inches.
Straightforward, 4 inches on everything. Easy enough.
We're gonna have some guttering.
It's going to be coming. Four straight ahead.
David, what's the weapon system on the SSD where it's a square with a single line out the top or bottom?
That would be a railgun.
Okay.
Those are a little different. Those work a little differently than most of the other weapons.
Okay, fair enough.
Give me a second, and I'll read you the ranges on those because
Yeah, no rush. No rush.
They're kind of wonky. Super secret space deck.
Oops. Super grab.
That was easy. And for the Eldar and the dwarves.
The Eldar have port 3 and their velocity 10 as for all ships.
Nice. Get in there, mix it up.
Z10?
Port 3.
Okay, so they're gonna, and the way this will work is they will turn half of that, rounding down at the beginning of their turn,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will move 5.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
Turn the
That
other
should
half.
not be port. That should be starboard.
And you know I just turned it starboard. Did you want to turn starboard or port?
No, I wanted. Oh no, yeah, port. I was right. So the other side.
I did that wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right. You made me doubt my own ability to left and right.
You're fine. I just did it wrong. I'm gonna be a particularly poor naval gamer here by turning everything backwards. And you said velocity 10, correct?
Yeah.
Before we move the rest of those, can I move the dwarf? Well, let's get the dwarf ships forward.
Sure.
Okay.
Mine's going to be straight ahead 6, David. The capital ship there.
Straight ahead 6.
The straight 6. Must have a
Next.
350Z.
Tamid, Jarud, Granai, Stuffer, and Hildsvini are all full ahead 6, and combat spirits are distributed to all crews.
There you go.
Combat steers.
Spirits.
Spirits.
Ah, perfect.
Rum
It's
rations.
administered through the life support
Released.
system.
I got it. I think those are in the locker next to me. I'll get those in a moment. Find out what happens when the game master enjoys the combat spirits. Okay. Now we can move these elf ships a little bit more freely.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Can I have some combat spirits?
Can I have 2?
Dude, I got 2 cases of combat spirits for August.
Can I have 2? That was on a birthday.
Correct?
Eric, remember?
I don't remember that it was on a birthday,
That
but
was my birthday.
So was that like
Oh, that would have been like
J3 -5
no, it would have been more than that because that would
or
have been like
-15?
Lasky was still
He was still at school. with you.
at school with me, so that would have been 2001, buddy.
Man, that's when I graduated. Shit. Long
Hey,
time.
that is Vince old enough to drink.
Not quite. A couple more days.
Movement is complete. Do we have any attempted shooting going on?
Oh, certainly.
I'll wing out an X-ray at 48 inches. I don't know if that's good enough, but I'll wing out with 4.
Yeah, if you got a target.
I'll fire at the lead ship.
Yeah, you have a target at 48 inches.
Oh, sweet.
Target any of.
No, we'll just.
And it's all based today, center to center, I should say.
No, we'll do shock and awe. We're firing at the lead ship. They proved to be brave enough. They're going to get the fire.
You can okay. You're just going to fire at you're going to fire at the battleship.
Mm-hmm.
The lead Great Galleon.
Yep.
All right. Roll me at that range. It'll be 1 dice.
How are we doing rolling? Am I rolling? I have dice. Let's do an honor system here.
Yeah, at that range, it'll be 1 die 6. It's more than 36 inches, so it's just 1 die 6 each.
Okay, I got to see how many of these actually have the advanced systems.
that
Tumed
ship,
and Giroud do. That's it.
That ship is screened. Has that got 2 screens or 3, Joe?
It has 2 screens.
Okay, so you'll need a 5 or a 6 to hit it. 6s will do double.
All right, Tumed, that's a 1. And Giroud, that's a 6.
Yay!
Okay, so that'll be 2 points of damage on.
First blood.
We will note that down on that lead ship. Perfect.
First
on
blood
the
to
Legatus,
Giroud.
correct?
Sorry.
On the Legatus, correct?
Correct. On the Legatus, that is correct.
Chris Long says targets in range. Captain, fire!
Good all she's got. She can't take much more.
I don't know. She can take a bit of that.
Bring them on. Is that all you've got? You know?
She's sort of delicate, gothic, but not that delicate. Sound effects provided by Joe Studios.
Hey, David, what's the range on these? What is the range on these railguns?
Yes.
The railguns. Thank you. It's the railguns have a little bit more limited range, but it's still pretty impressive.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember where the heck is my. Here it is. I buried it. Railguns are funny.
Funny strange or funny haha?
Funny, strange. Funny, haha for you. Funny, unfortunate for the other guy. The damage that they do is the way they do damage is a little bit weird. Hang on a second. Let me. Okay. At 0 to 6 inches range, a score a hit is scored on a roll of 2 or greater. For every 6 inches or part thereof increase in range, the score needed to hit rises by 1. So at 12 inches or more, you would need a 3. At 18, you would need a 4. At 24, you would need a 5, and at 30, you would need a 6.
Okay. Right.
The maximum range is 36 inches.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
I believe that the orders from the Admiral were to leave an Imperial-shaped hole in space.
That sounds correct. I believe that is absolutely correct.
Come get some.
I'd like nothing left of the enemy fleet but a cloud of undifferentiated ions.
That's
too many syllables for my cruise.
All right.
We just said get them.
Get him.
That was your whole plan, Ray. Get him.
Go get them, Jay.
So now we'll have a better place to.
Very
I don't
good.
know why I didn't do that before. Now we've got a better place to write our records.
Yeah.
Out of sight of.
Yeah.
Got a little bit more space. We don't have to use the tabletop to.
Well, we'll listen here.
Now,
Bring this Share over here.
Perfect. Do we have any other shooting going on this turn, or is that the end of it?
I think that's it.
What
What kind of ranges do our missiles have?
No random asteroids.
No random asteroids.
There.
And they're out of 36 inches, I think, right?
Sorry?
They seem like they were out of 36 inches.
Yes.
Yes, we were beyond 36 inches.
Cool.
Not much, but a little bit.
Okay. And velocity changes you record now for the beginning of next turn, right?
Correct.
Thanks.
Sorry, I stepped towards the ration locker for a second there. Okay, and this is turn 2, isn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Have another little bit of this was not a good die roll for the Imperials, because now the rest of the Navy is coming on.
Oh, yeah.
It was
wow.
fortunate for the Tartarus Rim. Now we have to figure out where to put the Tartarus Rim ships.
Okay.
With apologies, this just got worse.
Okay. Elon, how many ships do you currently have?
4.
4. Eric, how many do you currently have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Okay. Let's see. We got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to add.
So 3 each.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Okay.
I mean,
Are they-
if Jeff is still on, we might see if Jeff wants to command any of these.
Yeah, Jeff, do you want to take some ships?
I've
Yeah.
got 5 already, so he can take mine.
I could take a couple ships.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
why
got
don't we do
4
that?
already.
I don't have any of those papers.
What
Tell you
Got
what,
this
race?
one.
What race
Hey,
are the
Jeff.
ships from?
why don't you do this? I saw you found the private chat already.
Yes.
Send me your email on that private chat, and I'll forward you these files that David sent, so David can work on getting models out.
Got it. There is no N in that. It's just Brow-Geo.
Okay.
Nice.
The models are on the table. I just need to figure out. They're just going to start at the back practical edge. The only question is the order of them.
All right, Jeff, that's sent. Why don't you take? Let's see.
What are the races of these ships?
Human.
Rebels.
Rebellious humans.
And miscellaneous.
Tartarus Rim Free Navy. Mostly human.
Jeff, let me know when you've got that document, and we'll go over what you'll get.
All right. Yeah, I have the PDF, 10 pages.
Okay. Let me know when you've got it open there.
Got it open already.
Okay, why don't you take the last 2 pages with the destroyers, and then also take the first 2 pages. So you'll take Ceres, Morganfall, Cook, Sheck, Muir, and Hussein.
Okay.
Which way is,
Shaq, Mir, Hussein, and where's Morganfall?
Mm-hmm. And so I'll take Nyx, Lachesis, Blitzen, and Prancer.
Let me get a pen here. All right, so I have Morganfall and the last 2 pages. It sounds like.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Which direction are we saying is port on this map?
I just say left and right.
I just wanted to put it in my. I want to.
I am ready to go.
And Jay, was I taking some more, or you have it all sorted?
No, I'll go ahead and pick some up from this as well. That way, our ship should be evenly distributed. Jeff, you want to go ahead and take series also? So you'll take the first 2 sheets and the last 2 sheets.
Got it. That's
Hi, Todd.
slightly
Thanks for
annoying,
joining.
but got it. It's annoying on the pages, I mean. So Morganfall and series.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
And remember, if you want to fire missiles, you do that before you move. You declare that you are firing missiles. And
What's the range of missiles?
And then the missiles move. And the missiles will attack whatever ship is closest.
And what's the range of them?
Vast. Missile range is vast. The missiles move. The normal move is that the missile is launched on the axis of the firing ship and travels. It has a length of 3 turns, and so it will stay on the table for 3 turns. On the first turn, it moves 18. It moves 18 inches straight forward. It can make a 2-point turn at the midpoint of its movement. So it moves 9 inches, and then it can make a turn of up to 2 points.
Okay.
It basically continues doing that until for 3 turns.
And you can, how many can you fire at a time?
Sorry?
How many can you fire at a time?
As many as you want.
Okay, cool.
But once
David,
they're
could you? Oh, sorry.
And it's worth keeping in mind that it's easier to overwhelm. Missiles can be shot down by enemy point defenses and area defenses, and even sea batteries for that matter. When the missiles attack a given ship at the end of the movement, you write your movement orders and declare if you're launching missiles. Launch the missiles. You move your ships. Once you've moved your ships, then you move the missiles. After the missiles had been moved, they attack whatever the closest ship is that is in range. If there's any ship within, I believe it's 6 inches, they will attack that ship. And they will immediately glom onto it.
You fool, you've killed us.
And as you determine how many missiles are attacking that ship, once all of the missiles attacking are declared, the ship being attacked and any neighboring ships that have the ability to do so may use their point defense batteries and area defense batteries and sea battery to target those missiles. And on a roll of 6, it shoots down the incoming missile.
Todd says, shoot.
But if they don't shoot down the incoming missile, you take a heap ton of damage.
David, could you let me know where I'm located on the board? I have Cook, Sheck, Shmer, Hussein, and then Series and Morganfall.
All of your ships are at the very, very northern edge of the board. If you can see, where's that laser pointer, Joe?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah,
Are you focused on? Is the camera focused on the Imperial fleet?
Yes.
Yes. Put a yellow die next to his ship so you can see the yellow dice.
So here's the you have all 4 squares. Is that correct?
Yeah. Cook, Shekmer, and Hussein.
These are the 4 destroyed. All of the oncoming ships are back here. This is series. Was Morganfall the?
Morganfall does not have
This should be Morganfall with the bulbous bow.
Why don't you make it simple and just shift that one over towards his other group?
Yeah. Geometrically,
Perfect.
that'll help out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Officially deployed,
That
they can
helps.
do whatever they want.
I mean, we can deploy these wherever you want. It's just that they're starting out on this line, but we can space them out however you like. We can cluster them up.
Yeah.
Pairs with the destroyers if you wish.
You can start anywhere you want
Because
on
their
that
shields
edge.
will overlap. You can start anywhere you want. Any of these ships can start anywhere you want along this line.
Got it.
If you can see that on camera.
I can see it on camera. The
Excellent.
question is, except for moving up to be at least maybe forming a wing, across from the white ships there. At least that's how they look to me on the camera. They might be just sideways. I would otherwise be fine. So you mentioned the missiles have. So can they shift by 2 points at a certain degree, or are there 2 points after their launch where they can be told to move a certain direction? That's what I was not understanding.
Every turn, the missiles can move up to 18 inches. They move 9 inches. So let's say that this ship launches a missile.
Yes.
If that ship launches the missile, we'll drop a die on the table, and we'll use the 1 pip as the front of the missile, so that we know what direction it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And it will move 9 inches forward. And before it even moves, you launch the missile and you basically place it on the table, and then everybody's ships move. And your goal is to not move into your own missile. So you move in a way that you're not going to be within 6 inches of that missile when it at the end of its turn.
I want to point out they can move through the missile's path during the movement phase, but where they all end up.
So it's only at the end of the missile's movement phase that it becomes. Yes, what Joe is saying. So let's say you move forward 6 inches.
Go ahead.
We'll move 9 inches forward, and then it can turn 2 points in any direction, and continue along that path for another 9 inches. Now,
so it can move about 45 degrees if I'm thinking about geometry, when you mean the 2 points, the way you move the dice.
3 points is 90 degrees, so it can move, yes, it can move up to, no, it can move 60 degrees.
Okay, move 60 degrees either. Okay.
Every point is every point is, are you okay?
Yeah, I think I should pull something out here.
Oh, don't worry about that. No, it's not a problem.
Okay,
so
I didn't want to pull something out of your laptop.
Well, I mean, it's just the power. It's the charging
the
cable.
mic?
But it's not that big. No, it's the power cable.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah.
You
Just
just
gotta plug
plug
it
it
back
in. It was charged a little bit.
So this.
You can even set that aside.
All right.
Just
wanna
tuck
make
it
sure
behind
I
you so we're not
didn't,
tripping on it.
cause a history here. Okay.
Did that make sense with the missile description?
No, it did, as well as the issue of you almost want to drop it like a dumb bomb from a kinetic from a bomber. You don't want to run into your own thing. So yeah, makes sense.
I mean, they're homing missiles, but
let's say
the one issue is they don't have a good IFF. Right. They'll attack friend or foe alike.
So say, the missile here, you haven't moved yet. You can move through it, and it's not going to attack.
And I might not be able to know this, but are there any ships on the field that I, as the player commander, whatever, would have recognized as having the capability to ram?
No, you're not aware of any ships having the capability to ram.
Okay. All right, that settles it for my questions. Time to do some geometry.
There are ramming rules. Ships can ram, but it's very complicated and difficult. And there's not really any ships designed with that in mind in this game. So,
these are capital ships.
None of the special fancy Imperial ships designed to ram are participating in this battle.
No dictators.
No emperors.
I'm ready.
Orders written?
Yes.
First question. Anybody dropping missiles?
All right. I was about to ask, am I writing my orders in the chat? I haven't actually done that yet to you.
No, just on the paper, then we're just being honest about it.
Got it. Thanks.
Actually, I think you can have some nice missile markers.
I just figured something good they can see on the camera. You know what you're doing.
I've got missiles.
The scale, but actual missiles.
They'll be fine. They'll work. Well, they're too big. We'll use.
No, it's fine.
The dice are fine.
I'm just having some fun.
The dice are better. Those are way too big. Those won't work very well. The dice are better.
It's relative, so I figure whatever works. I just figured they're bright and they're yellow. They can see a glowing full time.
You're absolutely correct. Yes.
All right. If we're putting in our orders. Okay.
Is
Do
anyone-
I say what my orders are, or just put in orders?
Just write them down on your sheet for now, and then when it gets to be the turn, go ahead and we'll call them out.
But everybody, do let me know if you're done writing your orders, so we can go ahead and start moving things.
I'm
Eldar
good to go.
done.
Now, they move first if there's more ships.
It doesn't really matter,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean the allies are going to move first because there's more ships. But it doesn't matter because movement is simultaneous.
Yeah. Right now, they don't give a shit.
All right. Well, I'm ready, and I'm kind of in front. So for my
We don't want to start moving yours until we know everybody is written.
okay, fair enough.
I've written what I'm gonna do.
Is there anyone that is not done yet?
Just what's the name of the lead battleship?
On which side?
The Imperial side.
The lead Imperial battleship is Legatus.
Sorry, what?
Legatus.
Oh, yeah.
The legate.
I wonder if there's a ligate on it.
Not for long.
Your papal legate has been revoked.
It's
All right, my orders are set.
Than a papal legate. Well, maybe it is more papal legate actually. This being.
I mean, it was more of a joke that the only current legates are papal legates, I think, in the modern world.
Well, this is the 40K future world, so
You can have super
Fair.
pope, atomic pope even.
yeah, atomic pope. I like that.
Like, bishop.
The emperor is the atomic pope, maybe.
I think it's pronounced legatus, actually.
Yeah.
Could be.
I have not had Latin. I do not know.
Jay would know.
This is all future church Latin anyway, so
Oh, so it's all
Yeah.
40K Latin.
It looks like
Yes.
Legatus
well,
was
I
actually
use real Latin. I did my best to actually use Latin mostly.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I don't know 40K Latin. I used real Latin. But
What were you saying, Jay? It looks like Legates, but what is it?
throat warbler mangrove.
Yes.
Oh,
I thought that was
wait, I gotta go
luxury
find my
yacht.
styrofoam nose.
I thought that was luxury yacht.
I think we're all ready.
everybody's ready? Okay, it's speak now or hold your peace if you're not ready.
Let's let the dwarves go first since we're in front.
There you
yeah.
go.
Does anybody drop missiles?
Yes, that was part of my orders.
Okay,
Okay.
so who's firing missiles?
Only my 4 smaller ships, which should be to the left on my screen, probably to the right if you're at the end of the board there. All 4 of those are shooting missiles that should be heading towards the 3 ships on the left flank of the Imperials on the video.
The missiles will travel in a straight line from your ship until
Yep.
they burn. So
Got
the
it.
only question is how many missiles are you firing?
There are 4 missiles, unless I'm able to fire 2 at a time from each of them.
You can fire as many missiles as each ship has, but once they're fired, they're gone.
I see. I
So-
will fire that salvo then of 4.
Sorry?
I will fire that salvo of 4 for the moment.
So one from each destroyer?
1 from each of my destroyers. Yep.
Excellent. Anything else? And any other missiles fired?
No other missiles are fired from my ships.
All right, and the dwarves go first, we said?
Yeah.
All right, move the dwarves. What am I
I'll
doing here?
let the admiral go.
Okay. The big bad mamma jamma is going to apply 3 thrust to give a velocity of 9 on a course of 6.
By bad mamma jamma, I assume he means Burkhan Khaldun, the Genghis Khan, rather.
Yes.
Genghis Khan is charging ahead. Okay, next up.
Okay, well, I didn't understand that. So, actually, Tamud and Jarud both slow to velocity 5. They shift 45 degrees port to give him broadside. I just want to shift over like an inch.
So okay, so you're applying 2 points of turn or 1 point of turn?
2 points a turn.
So 2 points a turn. And how far are you? And what's your total movement?
5.
Okay. So the way that will work is you will move. If you're doing 2 points a turn, you make 1 point a turn, and then
Make
you
that one.
half your movement.
1 point a turn. Sorry. I
One
thought that
point
was.
a turn?
Yeah, just 1 point a turn.
Okay. In that case, what you will do is you will make that 1 point of turn at the midpoint of your movement. So
Okay.
you will be
Yeah, I just
doing-
really don't want to go straight ahead. I want to give him openings for his broadside.
And 2.5.
Do ships block line of sight in this game?
No,
Oh.
They don't.
no, they do
Oh,
not.
that's good there.
Space is
What kind
large.
of parking lot then? Okay.
Next. Oh, I think I just moved the wrong ship, actually.
Yeah, just move the 2 larger ships.
Right. Sorry, my bad. We'll fix this.
They're dwarves.
We can backtrack it. It's not
Combat
a
track, yes.
problem. It was
Whereas
very-
the 3 remaining smaller ships are all ahead full at 6 inches.
Got it.
Die Gartenswerken sind bereit zu kämpfen.
And then, as in squat tradition, First Blood captain now issues a bounty on Legatus. The first captain to destroy it gets a bounty of Hakacian whiskey.
Fantastic. I'm sure that will inspire the crews.
Totally.
Next move.
Do you have to have the Hakacian whiskey? What the Eldar want to know?
Yes, of course. It's the best around.
The Eldar.
And we're not
The
even sure
Eldar-
we want to be allies with you anymore for asking.
The, the Eldar have a velocity of 13, and they have a turn 3 to starboard.
That's going to be bad because they're all going to go off the table.
You do take turn.
If you turn the
What if
you
we
turn
move the table?
one and then move 6.5.
Just drag the table a little to the right.
And then you turn them
Yeah.
2 more, they should be heading straight forward.
Did you say a turn of 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought you were turning 2.
Do we have the option to go up or down in theory?
Unfortunately, no. That the record
Got
keeping that would be brutal, and so we're not messing with it.
Yep. I understand. Just asking.
So, I'm sorry, I'm confused. I thought that I could stay, like, just shift a little bit. I didn't want to, like, not point at the guys. I want my X-ray guns to be pointing ahead. Do I need to do 2 thrusts so I can get pointed ahead again?
You can only really turn one direction.
You needed to. Yes.
Okay, can I do that?
But we're not. There's really not. You can't really do an S turn in the. Unfortunately.
You just want to like turn like this and just be slightly.
All right, we'll leave it as it is, but I was not intending that. That's cool. I guess the Dwarven spirits are really working.
Is this what he wanted?
Yes.
Your X-ray gun is not an exact. It has an arc, and so you can in fact still shoot them with your X-ray guns. They have
Okay.
a forward arc, and so the
Oh, okay, that's good.
Or you've got plenty of targets in your forward arc for those X-ray guns. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
You shoot many.
Todd says he was hoping we would be using complex physics and geospatial calculations. That game does exist.
Astrophysics.
It's called Sagamami Tactical Simulator. And it does exist,
It's a
Todd.
lot lower than this.
And then Chuck recommends putting it on a rotating platform.
Resin and leadinium physics tonight. So
I mean, how many rotating platforms do you have in your basement?
3 or 4.
A couple rotating platforms. I've got some.
We've got a David class rotating platform.
There we go.
Meaning, I've got the computer is in fact sitting on a rotating platform.
My favorite was the rotating platform.
There we go.
If you go to the David camera, I will rotate that platform for you.
Okay. All right. I've got some movement for the other human ships.
I heard my home located platform. Well, who's moving next? What's next?
Okay, David, let's go ahead and start with the Lachesis. Actually,
doing...
Lachesis, Nyx, Prancer, and Blitzen all have the same orders.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to be
Blitzen.
that's going to be straight ahead 12 for those 4 ships.
Fantastic.
That's Prancer, Blitzen, Nyx, and Lachesis.
Lachesis for what it's worth.
Fair enough.
Not that it's a big deal, but...
And then Chuck recognized Saganami with Honor Harrington. Yes, that is the Honor Harrington official spaceship game, and it does have 3-dimensional combat in it.
Yeah, the only space game I'd ever played that had that was Homeworld.
Billion Suns.
Like a lot of air combat games like Red Sun, Blue Sky actually have 3 dimensions and inertia, so that it's a little bit complicated.
Battletech,
but they play a lot slower than
Battletech, Aerotech had it. Heck, the planets actually exerted gravity.
You go like Star Control and do a gravitational whip.
Okay, that'd be kind of cool.
Walls fight.
Actually, what was the capital ship version of warships? Maybe you could rotate your hull like on 360 to present different turn faces of your ship. It was nuts.
Yeah, that was the geometry thing I was mentioning.
Yeah.
The only time I've had a military simulation where we were doing what was it? It was the big ship that the British Navy managed to crash sink from the Germans in World War II.
Bismarck.
Bismarck, yes, it was the sinking of the Bismarck.
Are you sure you don't want a square phone?
What's the next movement?
Okay.
Before we get completely bogged down here. We've got a bunch more human ships to move on both sides. Are we locked up? I'm not hearing anybody.
I'm here.
I had already moved, so I hadn't said anything.
All right.
The 2 ships I have that had shot missiles, I was going to have move up to be just behind my allies.
What's your movement? What's your number?
Ceres and Morganfall. Let me look at that PDF again. Where would it say that number? By the rocket?
Where would you want your starting movement to be? Whatever your starting thrust is. Keeping in mind you can only accelerate or decelerate by the number on the tail end of your ship.
So that's a 4 for both of them.
Right. So that's the most you can accelerate or decelerate during the turn. Your beginning.
Yeah, is that 4 inches?
You want it to be.
But maybe start at 14 and then start decelerating so that this round you'll move 14, next round you move 10, and then you'll be around the same as this.
Sorry, that was too much at once. I have a 4. Does that translate to 4 inches? Because you were mentioning 14.
It's 4 inches of change in your. It's 4 inches. 4 inches of thrust means that you can change your speed by a maximum of 4 inches. So if you're going 14 at the beginning of your turn and you apply 4 thrust to hit the brakes, then you'll be going 10. If you hit the gas by 4, then you'll be going 18.
Math.
That
So
sounds right then. If that's what the speed of my allies, I'd probably be at 14 for those, and then decelerate to 10, trying to keep in line with them a little bit.
All right. So if you want to just have a starting thrust of 14, we'll move you 14. Does that sound right?
That sounds right to me.
Chris says these rules will make you have a stroke. These are, as far as spaceship games are concerned, these are actually pretty simple.
The simplest.
Yeah, he was talking about the Honor Harrington rules.
Oh, Honor Harrington, yeah.
They're really
And
not
then-
that bad. What's next?
Man, this is a bad flu at work.
Chuck is saying if my ex and daughters haven't maybe have a stroke, bring it. Yeah, well, hey, full throat. It's funny you mentioned stroke, Chris, because in our earlier session, Elon talked about, or no, it was in between, right? We're talking about the galley rules historical rules that you modified from this called full stroke.
Right. Oh yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
We still have 4 more destroyers and a cruiser to move.
We are getting
So-
close to getting super herpes.
Quick question on my missiles. I had understood they can move up to 18 inches. Is that happening yet, or does that happen next turn?
Happens after everybody moves.
Last thing move.
And unfortunately, there's a very real possibility that they will be attacking you.
I understand.
Oh. This is called learning.
It's an intimidation thing.
Okay.
They're gonna throw dash.
I mean, yeah,
Tactic.
I want people to be grouped up.
I love it.
I mean, this being a campaign game, and me not wanting everybody to blow themselves up, we can if Jeff doesn't know these rules, if you're okay with that, we can take back his missile shot and say he didn't do it.
Or you can move slowly.
I had been intending to do it with the hope of getting that left flank to move in a little bit, but if that's not going to even remotely help me do so, I will take it back.
Well, let's put it another way. I mean, those missiles. It's going to be mighty hard to not shoot yourself, and it would be very difficult to shoot anybody else with those missiles.
I see. Well, then I will take that back. I
If
wasn't
everybody-
thinking that would shoot myself, given figuring they were going straight forward into what looked like the enemy.
The
Suck
trouble
those
is they only
missiles
go
right back
18 inches in that first turn, so they'll go 9 inches, and then you can turn 2 points. So you can
Yeah.
say turn them 2 points to the right and take them off the table, in this general sort of direction away. But if they end up within 6 inches of a ship, they will target that ship.
That I had missed or didn't understand at the time, so that's my bad.
If
So yeah,
at
I would
the
take
end
back
of
the
their
missiles for
turn-
now.
If at the end of their turn they are within 6 inches of a ship, they will target that ship.
Got it.
Excellent.
That's my bad. Then I would definitely want to take them back.
We could do like a little
Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah.
Bring it.
sample them.
My bad. Sorry, guys.
No,
I
no,
thought I could just have them go straight.
I thought what you were doing was a good idea. The way I
Yeah,
understood
I mean,
it.
it just you have to know that they're dumbfire.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
the
how-
6 inches I didn't know because I didn't think we were going to hit ourselves. And let's be fair, we're in a square. We're not, I can't send them off to the side and
It's all
see
right.
if I make them move in 60 degrees.
I liked your strategy.
Easily end up within 6 inches of your capital ships.
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
not what we want.
I want to move this along. How are the destroyers moving?
They will move to try to stay in line with the ships with my capital ships. They're staying in position, making that same front that we have.
So they're moving 14 forward.
Yes,
Oh,
that would be the goal.
After
Alright,
activating the mulligan drive.
Okay.
Luckily, our missiles have thrusters on the front too, so they can just be landed in the ship.
Chris says full thrust is great, very simple to teach, great for cons. I agree. I've had a lot of fun running my. I actually use full thrust light, which is.
I was just gonna say, I liked your light game. We picked that up. We played a game in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I
Is
don't
that just
know
the rule
I
set?
did. I'll have to give that a try at
Full
some
thrust.
point. We have a last cruiser back here, the Beef Post. Where's that one going?
Which one?
I forget. It's a V Post class cruiser, I think. Whatever the guy in the back is.
Is it Nyx or Lachesis?
No.
Or is it Ceres?
Maybe I'm imagining this, and we don't have a cruiser. Maybe I put an extra cruiser on the table.
May have.
We'll take it.
We'll take it off the table. Never mind. That was an extra chip.
Also for the mulligan drive. Chuck just got a Billion Suns from Osprey. Now, Billion Suns has some interesting concepts behind it. I'd like to investigate that a little bit more. And it's one of those Osprey Blue Book games, so it's not terribly expensive either. And
All right.
Chris concurs that light is awesome, as in full thrust light.
Billion Suns?
Mm-hmm. It's designed to be a campaign game.
I've heard of it. I'll have to look into it. It's an interesting.
Is that part of that drop fleet, or that's something?
No, it's
ran-
Osprey Blue Book.
Who ran the game where we had the missiles that you actually placed on the map and you kind of like targeted where they were supposed to go.
That was Adam Jones.
Oh my gosh, I
That
love
was
that
Honor
game so
Harrington.
much.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that
a
was
full,
Honor Harrington. I'd never heard of it until then.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
he's using full thrust rules, so his missiles work
Oh
pretty much.
man, that
the
was
same
so
way they do.
cool. I love the way missiles worked in that game. That might be my favorite game mechanic in the last 20 years.
If I recall correctly, I think Adam just used these missile rules.
Mhm.
Anyway, they're cool.
Pop the missiles on
All
the
right.
map.
Let's get those Imperials in range so we can start.
Yeah, I got some X-rays
Lancing
with
through them.
Legatus on name, and if I can, I'm going to target the. They're definitely protecting those 4 ships in the middle in the diamond pattern.
Those Imperials need to
I'm going to
move.
start targeting those.
Let's get the Imperials moved.
before you kill
Oh
them.
yeah,
Well, can we shoot twice?
can I have 2 shots?
2 shots
right.
of Malort, maybe.
Wrong.
Speeds for the
I
Imperial.
mean,
All
don't
right.
elves have always strikes first? Isn't that
So
gonna be a thing?
the where your tape measure is there.
I feel like
You're gonna
Malort is
move
a.
forward 3. No. Okay, you're gonna move forward 3. Do 2. Go to 2 o'clock. on the turn.
Okay, am I turning? How many points is the? What's the total movement?
It's going to be a total. You're going to be moving a total of 6 inches with a 2-point turn to starboard.
Okay, so the way that will work is that you make 1 point turn first.
Right.
And then you
Yes,
do 3
that's
inches.
right. Move forward 3. You make us.
And then you make another point turn. And you move forward another 3 inches.
Okay. Are you doing a point? Wouldn't that be 3 points if you're making a 30 or a 90-degree turn? Each. So it should be at the 2 o'clock. They should be facing 2 o'clock here. Not
Yeah, he
3
only
o'clock.
But they must be okay. I've goofed it up. I think it's there's each point of turn is for you make a total of I don't know why.
I think you did. I think you did 45 instead of 15.
No, it should be
30.
Yeah, each point of turn is 30 degrees in regular full thrust.
I feel like Malort is a plan of Nurgle. Like Nurgle definitely is involved.
Right, and then all of them should follow. They should all be like still in the same direction.
Sure.
Do we have any nurgling missiles?
Oh no, there goes around on my ship.
All right.
Okay.
Then the 2 other other 2 that are there on the right are going to do the same maneuver. There's a total of 6 inches with 2 points to starboard.
Chris Long is saying you should have set up Discord fleet channels for comms. That sounds like effort.
We have private chats.
Yeah, I can
Do we
see your
have
private
private
chats.
chat? How do you use your private
Oh, you
chat?
can.
Yeah, I think the
Uh,
private chat is just people not in comments on YouTube for the show.
It's on the far right, Elon.
It doesn't work the way I thought it was. Good thing I didn't put our grand strategy is, which is apparently move forward and fire.
Okay. All of the center line ships, all 6 of those, forward 4.
Todd says shoot regularly and often. Agreed. And he also says that I can tell the shooting, i.e. die rolling, hasn't begun yet because not Jay isn't cursing. True that.
All right. And then the ones on the left are going to mirror what's on the right. All of them are going to have 6 inches total movement with 2 points to port.
Reminds me, I need to finish my red alert fleets.
Yeah, you do.
Next,
I love that game. That was a lot of fun.
Was it 4 inches on the center ships? Is that correct? On the
Yes.
and it's
6 with 2 points to port.
okay, so it's exactly the same.
Correct.
That's terrible. Sexy social. So it's really standard between educators.
All right, center.
They
Those
moved
have
up already.
moved.
Oh, the center's already moved.
Everybody's
Excellent.
done.
I guess that brings us to the shooting phase.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. I've got 3 A batteries that I should be pretty close to in range if I'm not already.
Who's who by voice?
I would think so. You can target pretty much anything at this point with those A batteries, I think.
Okay. What's that forward ship?
That's
That-
Legatus.
Ship is the Legatus, I believe.
Okay. What's my range on him?
It's just outside of 2 dice. You're just in 1 die range. It's
Okay.
27.5.
Rolling 3 dice. And what level screens does he have?
2 screens. So you'll need a 5 or a 6.
It's got 2 screens, you said?
Correct.
Roll them bones. I got 1 6.
Okay, that'll be 2 points on Legatus. Okay, so the
Is
Imperial some damage on
Chinggis
Legatus.
Goggin done?
All
Yep.
right. So quickly, there's 4 blocks on the first row. I've gone through all 4 blocks. Are we rolling criticals now or when we get to the next row?
We would roll the criticals now.
Okay.
But for the sake of speed, we'll deal with that. We'll go ahead and roll criticals for everybody once everybody's fired.
That's fine. I'm just wanting to remind myself it's when you hit the threshold, not past the threshold.
Correct.
All right.
I will go next with the other dwarven ships since we went in that order. So Tumid and Jarud are firing the X-ray guns, hopefully at Legatus.
McMurray appears to be watching on his cell phone in the bathroom at the wedding.
Nice.
He says, "Here we go."
We'll have 2 dice on Legatus.
All right, so we'll do Tumid rolls an 8.
I need to know.
Oh, a 6 and a 2.
A 6 and a 2. So that's going to be 2 points of damage.
And then Jarud, 2 4s.
2 4s or nothing.
Okay, and then are my C batteries in range as well?
No, the C battery is limited to a range of 12 inches. They're pretty short.
Okay, what about the B batteries?
24. No.
Okay. All right, then I'm done. I don't have anything else in range.
How many points of damage to whom?
2 to Legatus.
Can you,
Awesome.
David? Can you tell me the range between the Eldar and both Legatus and the ship right in front?
Legatus is at 34 inches from the Eldar, from the lead Eldar ship, and just over 36 from the farthest left Eldar ship.
Okay, the 2 Eldar ships closest to you have 3 A batteries going in.
The nearest 2 ships have 3 A batteries between them. All right, that will be 6. That will be 3 dice.
Okay, and I got what am I hitting on? I had a 5 and 2 4s.
The 5 will do 1 point of damage.
All right, and then the other ships.
The third Eldar ship, I believe, does still have range. Let me double check it. It's only the very left one doesn't.
All right, awesome. So the no hits from the third Eldar ship, and then the fourth Eldar ship at the one right in front of me does do 1 point of damage to the lead.
The fourth
big ship.
Eldar ship does not have range. It's too far out.
Right. But does he have range to the one right in front of him? I think he does.
Oh yeah, probably. Are you shooting at the bigger ship?
The bigger ship, yeah, I did 1 point to him.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I did 1 point to him.
1 point to the. Okay, so that's 2 blue stripes.
What's that one called?
We're checking. 2 blue stripes.
Here it is. Collegium.
Collegium.
Takes 1 point of damage.
It takes 1 point of damage. That's correct.
Left flank.
And that's Collegium?
Yes. There are presumably also some Tartarus rim shots, and that may be the end of that. Series is just out of range. Never mind. I think that's the end of our shooting.
Let's do that crit.
Let's do that crit. So what you will do, Chris, is you will roll a die for every system except for the reactor. The reactor you don't have to worry about.
And what am I looking for?
If you roll a 6, that system is taken out, is damaged.
Okay. Okay.
This is where he's going to be rolling all of his 6s.
Right.
Let me know if anything
one of my B batteries is gone.
Yay.
The aft B battery on Legatus.
It's a pain in the aft.
Pain in the aft, did you say?
Yeah.
The battery is like you've got a stutter. Oh man, that's hot. Holy crap. I'm drinking a jalapeno cider. Whew.
What?
Yeah, man, it's pretty good. It's
All right.
carbonated, so it like gets right in the back of your throat.
Everything but that aft B battery is safe.
All right, and this being the end of the turn, you can use your repair parties, of which you have 3. You can attempt to repair that B battery if you choose.
Yeah.
If you roll a 6, take 3 dice. If you roll a 6 on any one of them, you've succeeded.
Doesn't even add up to 6.
No. He rolls like me.
I've had those days.
Mm-hmm. No, it should
All
be.
right, next turn.
My orders are in.
So I didn't have range on anything.
No, the Imperials don't have range on anything.
All right, I didn't think so. I just want to make sure.
You're correct, unfortunately.
So, David, if we launch missiles at this point, they would go 18 inches towards the bad guys. And then if
you launch missiles, you want to discuss amongst yourselves the fact that you intend to launch missiles and so maneuver accordingly.
But if we launch them and then any of us get to within 6 inches of them, even behind them, then they'll turn around and come at us?
Yes, the missiles will attack anybody at the end of the missiles movement. You move all of the ships and then you move the missiles. And if at the end of the missiles movement it is within 6 inches of anything, it will attack whatever is closest. Because it might be within 6 inches of several ships, in which case it will attack the closest one.
Right now, Granite, Stuffer, and Hills Vani, those 3 smaller destroyers, are injecting NOS into their engines to try and keep up with flagship. So yeah, they're going to be moving at the same speed as your missiles.
All right.
As long as you stay more than 6 inches away from them, that's all. That's fine. You just have to stay
Okay.
away from them.
Well,
But
they are pivoting starboard. Okay. Anyway, that's metagaming. I've already got my orders in.
You probably want to. I mean,
They're shouting, "Don't fire at us!" over the comms. But it's coming out really slurred.
David, where's the edge of the table? Is it the edge of the map or just the incline?
the edge of the essentially, if I can't stand the thing up correctly anymore, the edge of the it's the cushions.
So space doesn't go any more to port than I am.
Right. You're if you go any further off, you are tracking down the edge of the table. You don't want to turn to port.
Okie dokes.
You know, if you do, you can come back into the battle, but it takes a while.
And just so we're clear, if I apply thrust during this movement, it doesn't apply until next round, right? If I decelerate or accelerate?
You just increase your velocity.
You just, I mean, it affects your movement this turn.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yes. And you can use all 6 of your thrust on movement.
Right, but I can also use all 6 of my thrust on maneuver, right?
Yes, you can. That's what I meant. You can use them all on maneuver. That came out wrong. Sorry.
That's all right.
You're going to use up to half of them on maneuver.
Everybody else is restricted to half. The elves can use.
Fancy.
That's even official full thrust rules for some of the aliens. I basically just gave the alien the full thrust. Inside of Space Fleet, the elf ships are supposed to be particularly maneuverable. And so I used super maneuverable alien rules for them.
Well, that's nice for us.
I'm ready.
We just have we have a 1 gear starship with F and R.
Which ones are the cat?
For the dwarves.
Yeah, fast and really fast.
I was thinking fast and
Fast and race.
Range, hell yeah.
We have 2 speeds. Drunk and ludicrously drunk.
Oh, gotta wear plaid with that ludicrous drunk speed.
Yeah. They've gone to plaid.
For my entire childhood, I thought that was they gone kerplaid.
Oh.
And it was some way of saying they lost it. Oh, wait. We just for next time, if I get any new ships, I think, one of them maybe needs to be named the SS Asshole for Major Asshole, who is the captain of the ship. We can also, try to be cute about it and like name it Ashloch or something, German or French or whatever. But we know what we're doing.
It's Greek. It's pronounced Buthelese.
Hey, you know what? He gave you the ship names. He didn't give you the captain names.
As a matter of fact, all the Tartarus Rim destroyers, most of the Tartarus Rim destroyers are named after friends of mine that were in the Navy.
I thought that they were named after some folks. Some of them were.
They're real people. Only Cook was a friend's character in a game, basically.
All right, I'm ready to move.
So,
All right.
Are you still writing orders?
I've got mine in.
I'm good.
We're going to start moving or forever hold your peace.
All right.
Are missiles being fired?
Sorry?
Are missiles being fired?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go in the same order?
How far is 6 inches on the board? Can't quite see.
If this is, here's the lead battleship. My finger is 6 inches in front of its stand.
Okay. So if you put that, towards the left for me, but then I could see if my furthest two could shoot a missile or something, because I'm really eager to shoot my load apparently.
Sorry.
I see.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I get you.
That's 6 inches from that. From that, it'd be 6 inches from the center for the purposes of 6 inches from the stand for the purposes of attacking, which would be here. As long as you keep your missiles more than that away from the, but you might want to make sure you're not turning in towards them.
Yep, my furthest most ship will drop a missile. One missile.
You could do all 4 from that ship.
I
Wait,
don't think he has
we
quite
weren't
that
dropping
many.
missiles.
Oh, you don't have 4 missiles? Maybe that's the Elven ships I was looking at earlier today.
What are mine? TNS? Am I a dwarf or an elf?
You are
human.
human.
Cat girl.
Oh, what's
The
the
red
point of even
ships
playing a
is what?
fantasy battle game if I'm going to be a human?
You're space humans.
This is fair.
You're
I'll
older.
just pretend all of my ships are the Ogren or something.
Does it help if your humans are like a different color? Like purple?
They're half.
Essentially,
One half their face is
my
white, the other half is black.
entire fleet is just green women.
Nice.
Then you're
Right.
Orion.
We're banking on Kirk showing up to our rescue.
Oh, he'll be there.
Are the Orions also furry, or is that somebody else?
No,
That's somebody else.
Orion-
That's a different hobby altogether.
I was just gonna say, what game are you
Not what
playing?
we were going for.
I don't
Not
know.
that there's anything wrong with that.
I don't know my Star Trek well enough. Okay, so who's moving first?
Bad Mama Jamma there in the center, the Jigingeskahagahan.
Genghis Khan moves how many?
It's going
All
to
of
move
it.
forward. It's going to reduce speed by 3 for a velocity of 6, same course.
All right, total move of 6. Did you make any turns?
None.
All right, next up.
All right, Chimud and Jarud are doing 1 point degree turn starward and maintaining speed at 4 or 5.
Okay.
So rotate so they're back in line.
right.
So they should be going 1. And then they're going a total of 5.
Got it.
And then Granai, Stuffer, and Hildsvini are injecting NOS into their engines, so there's smoke everywhere. They're increasing velocity by 3 and shifting starboard by 1. So they're going to be going a total of 9 inches.
And so you are making a 1 point turn to starboard.
Correct.
So you're going. So we'll go 4.5 forward. Make a point turn to starboard. And then go ahead another 4.5.
Correct. And all 3 of them are doing that.
That appears to be what you had in mind.
Yes, close enough.
It's always a little bit.
It's space.
Well, and I'm not the
No, that's what I got in my orders. I'm sticking to it. That is what I intended.
super maneuver guy. I'm just doing my best.
Adult enough. That's
I'm
hard.
slowing I'm just slowing the guys with range down because they got to use their range to the advantage.
All right. Next
Right,
up.
the Eldar engines make absolutely no noise and no smoke at all, but I do push it up to 19 straight ahead.
Oh yeah, dude! Like
Those are fast.
Holy cow!
my ships, like that's the fastest they can go. Their engines are shuddering with the speed 3, and these Eldar ships are just like Japanese.
Sign on,
No
bitches.
sign. Yeah, they're on to Berlin.
Next up.
Ooh, they're getting right in it.
It's going to be bloody about very soon. There's going to be a lot of
I have
broadsides.
some hot, sexy ship orgies here going on.
I'd like to say that my ships are in perfect formation.
They're
They're kind of wobbling on their course right now.
Woo.
Who's next? Humans.
All right.
That
I'm
sounds
sorry.
like
Yeah.
me.
Lachesis, Nyx, Prancer, and Blitzen
Mm-hmm.
are all increasing velocity 4, straight ahead 16.
Jiminy, Christmas on toast.
This is our planet.
You can't have it.
Yeah, the defenders have gotten very aggressive.
I see that.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Oh, James. Turn 3, and they're all still here.
Next.
Is it my turn?
Series. I think it's Jeff's turn, basically.
Yeah, I think my two bigger boys are going to. Well, what do I have besides missiles on those? I apologize. I didn't quite.
Oh.
They were going to move forward.
Batteries. We got to move, though, first. What's your move?
Yeah, Morganfall's moving forward, and Ceres will also move. Yeah, Ceres should move forward, but to staying out of the 6 inches from the missile that we've already fired.
Is that correct?
Huh?
So the total move is 20. Is that correct?
No. We had slowed down to 10, so they should be moving 10, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Series as well, also 10.
Ceres as well, also 10.
Just straight ahead.
Straight ahead. That sounds about right. I'm worried about them being within the 6 inches, so they should move to be relatively. They should only be like an inch away from Morganfall. The two of them.
What's the move?
Oh, forward. I believe they still 14.
14?
Yeah, should be still 14. Because I didn't have them slowing down before.
Okay. Is that the same for the other side as well?
No, because they will blow up by their own missile, so I just had the one dropping the missile so not to hit anyone else. And they will stay put and maybe shoot more missiles.
They have the deceleration to do that?
They do. They both have, they have 6 on my destroyers. So they should be down to like
previously?
2.
Sorry, they're moving 2?
I think they have to move 2 because their deceleration is 6 and they had 14, right?
If they had 14, then they have to move 8.
Move.
No, they still have
forward.
6.
Even if they bleed off 6, then they would. If they were moving 14 and they bleed off 6, they would move 8.
I see. I would have them. I apologize. In that case, I would have them moving that same amount, but they should be moving towards the other 2 destroyers.
Okay, so there was a turn in there.
There would be a turn in there. That would be correct.
How many points is that turn? And keep in mind,
I think 2. I think they would turn after dropping the missile and then try to fly in behind the other 2 destroyers.
Oh, okay. So what you want to do for future reference, the way you want to do that is you want to turn. Let's say you want to turn 2 points. You want to turn a point or 2 points. Then what you do is you move. That reduces your total thrust. So if you turn 1 point, then you only have 5 other thrusts to decelerate. It takes a point of thrust to turn 1 point, 2 points to 2 points, and so on and so forth. So you can turn a maximum of 3. I don't know that you want to do that. If your move was 14 and you turn 1, then you're going to be moving 4.5. You'll turn 1 point and move another 4.5, which will indeed put you kind of behind the other destroyers. So that's probably what you had in mind.
That's what I'd have in mind. Not getting hit by the missile that I've now dropped.
No.
Fair enough.
The missile isn't going to hit you unless it's at the. It moves last, and so now the Imperium will move.
It only blows up at the end of the turn.
And it's only at the end of its movement if it's within 60. It's a problem.
So you can
So
move through
Imperial movement. What are we doing here?
Jeff, we should be all right. Don't sweat it. And if it's not, well, hey,
If
the
not,
human
it's
allies have
hilarious.
proved their worth.
I will get a good chuckle, and we will move on.
That is doing. Let's start out with this.
That will be major asshole ship.
and no matter what happens, even though you may die, my heart will go on.
Yep. I will have brightened everyone's Saturday just a little bit, and that's
Well, yeah, those
worth it as a noob.
those torpedoes really throw a lot of light out. So yeah.
Yes.
You arrogant fool! You've killed us.
Hey, it's experience points. So it counts.
So the Imperium of Man is doing what?
All right. So
That's Captain Bonavia.
Okay.
That's the guy who says it.
Captain Ted.
Captain Bonavia.
all right. So what we're gonna do is the middle group, steaming on course, straight forward 4.
4 inches.
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
I feel like his ships are really powerful because we have a lot of ships.
The Empire has a lot of ships. It's true.
I mean, their ships have got to be a little better than us.
No.
No, either. And that generally means better in this universe.
In this case, they're good. They're better because they're gooder.
The Empire thinks they're better.
Oh, the Emperor knows. Big hope.
The Imperial propaganda says they're better.
Those dirty Xenos ships are.
All right.
Next.
The side you're on,
Yep.
you're going to do a total of 6 inches with a 2-point turn to starboard, so basically facing the original direction.
Got it.
And then the right side is going to mirror that.
And now we move the missile. So at the first part is the missile will move straight ahead 9 inches. And then at Jeff's discretion, it will turn up to 2 points. And do you wish to turn that missile or just shoot it straight ahead?
It's going to veer
It's
into
moving
his ship and
straight.
explode.
Now, if you go straight, then 6 inches will be just barely out of range.
He wanted. I think everyone wanted to see me blow myself up.
It's close, but you're okay. It's close, but you are okay.
I have taken a risk, and it has not even remotely paid off yet. But
You know what's out there?
Wait for the next
Good.
turn. See what happens next turn. Do your shoot.
we'll see if they turn right.
They see torpedoes in the water
Coming straight at them.
coming straight at them.
I mean,
and
is it a torpedo if it's in space?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Why not?
Or Rathacon.
let's start Big Mama Jamma.
Rathacon is my litmus for
What's my range
space
to Legatus
military
at this
weapons.
point? What's my range to Legatus at this point, David?
Just over 17 inches. You're within.
Okay.
You're within 2 dice range for.
Nice range. All right, no bees. There are no bees on this ship. I've got
Yeah,
plenty
you don't have
of
line of sight with the
broadside.
You
Right.
can't hit them with the rail guns.
That's all right. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 dice I'll be throwing.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be beautiful.
Glorious.
Kill.
You can shoot the other side with. You can get the very far ships with the rail guns and middle and range.
Well, we'll start with Legatus first. I've got 3 fire cons, so that's not
Yeah.
going to be a problem.
You can split your fire 3 ways.
First Legatus.
You have to
looking-
decide in advance if you're going to split it.
Looking for 5s and 6s because it's got level 2 screens, correct?
Correct.
2 6s.
So that's 4 points of damage to Legatus.
Okay, we're done with the second row.
Smarty.
And then I've got, what's the range? Is that capital ship on the Imperial right? Is that within arc and within range? What's the range to that one?
22.
22. Okay, so it's
2 inches. Yes.
okay. So
Collegian.
I've got 2 A batteries I can shoot at it.
Hmm.
I've got 2 A batteries I can shoot at it.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do those, and then I've got 3 3 rail guns that will roll separately. I got a 5 and a 6.
That'll be
So
3
that's
points of
3
damage on 2. I think that's Collegium, correct?
Yeah, that takes care of the first row there.
Okay.
Other ship.
And the rail guns, because of because they are at so basically they're in 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll need a 5 or a 6 to hit with the rail guns.
Okay. 3 dice.
3 dice.
1 5.
Okay, that that will do. Was it 3 points? I think it's 3 points of damage. Let me double check that.
I think he rolls a dice for up and lower though, right?
Or wait, oh no, you're right. I think he rolls a number of dice related. Hang on a
Yeah, you roll
second.
3 dice for each.
Oh,
each
it's
ship.
that's right. You roll.
If it's a class 3.
Hang on a second. I think what it is it's you roll a die for each hit, and it multiplies the class. And so roll a die. If it's high, you get 6 points. If it's low, you get roll a die 6.
Rolled a 3.
So it'll be 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh
That
wow.
was 1 hit, correct?
1 hit. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a Collegium.
Next up.
The Eldar will go ahead and go. I believe that's Collegium in the lead there.
Mm-hmm. 2 stripe Gothic payload ship.
The Collegium is right here.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to fire all my batteries at Collegium.
With just everything, or are you going to start with anything in particular?
I was going to start with, is there a chance I'm going to totally take it out, so I should just go one by one? I thought I'd just open up with everything.
If everybody.
I mean, you're close enough. You could do some serious damage to that ship very quickly.
All right, that's what we're doing.
You just go 1 ship at a time. Just tell me who's firing.
Okay. I just made a pool, man. All right. So I have 2 A batteries and 2 C batteries. I call that 8 dice.
With which ship?
With Sasuhachi.
Okay, so 6. You should have 10 dice. If you get 2 A's and 2 B's, or 2 A's and 2 C's.
2 A's and 2 C's.
Okay, 8 dice. You're correct. I'm sorry.
That's all right. What kind of shields do they have?
Level 2.
So I'm hitting
5s
on
and 6s.
1 point on a 5 and a 6.
1 point on a 5, 2 points on a 6.
Really, for level 2 shields, that's the way it works?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. I got 2, 4, 6 hits.
6 damage.
6 damage
Okay, you had the second roll on.
on Collegium.
Yes.
Okay.
So, two.
Next.
Next is Tengo Kaze,
Okay.
which has an A and two C's, and I call that 5 dice.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's not a good roll. Just 2 hits.
Two damage or 2 hits?
2 hits. I don't know. I rolled a 6.
Okay,
And a
so
bunch
2
of
damage.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's the third one.
Next up.
Akabachi, rolling 8 dice again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be 5 hits.
5?
Wow. 5 damage?
Yeah, 3 5s and a 6.
Well, you just ruined somebody's day.
Yahtzee. That's
It's
And then finally, Hoshikaze, which is also going to be 5 dice.
probably at another target because that one just disappeared off your screens.
Oh, did it really? All right, then the second ship, is that still within 12? Do I still get my C battery at it?
No. You'll get 2 dice with an A battery.
Okay, then I think
Which
it's
one?
the one all the way. I think it's the one closest to you is the one I'm talking about.
You could shoot the C batteries at the destroyers.
Okay, let's do that. I'll do all the batteries at the destroyer. So the A, M, and C. So that's 5 dice at the
Do you want
destroyer.
to distribute them or just shoot them at the closest destroyer?
The closest destroyer.
All right, 5. The closest destroyer, effectively, they're shielded at 3 levels of shields.
That's the one spread.
Okay, so that's just, I rolled 1 6, so that's just 1 hit.
Correct. So the
Okay.
closest destroyer, the yellow stripe will take 1 damage.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Imperial turn. Correct? Or no,
I
actually,
haven't gone yet.
I haven't done attacks if it's that time.
I mean, it's all simultaneous, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all simultaneous.
Okay, it doesn't matter. But you want to go next? I'll go. Timid, these are the 2, and Giroud with the X-ray guns. I think they're the only thing in range. My B batteries are probably not. These are the 2 in the back.
You're in range of everything on the table. What do you want to shoot at?
No, we've got whiskey on the Legatus, so we'll fire at that.
Okay, you'll get 3 dice for each A battery on Legatus.
And the X-ray.
Yeah, that's correct. 3
So
dice.
3 dice total. I've got 2 B batteries on each of these ships.
The B batteries, I think, are just in range at this point as well. Yes.
Okay.
So
I will get
1 die each with
I'll
the
get
B batteries.
so 4 dice total. All right. So first will be Timid.
You get 3 dice with the. I'm sorry. Your X-ray gun should have 3 dice.
Oh wow! So I get 5 dice.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of nothing on Timid. I got nothing.
Okay.
And Giroud. Holy crap! That was some bad rolling. I got nothing there too.
There are days like that.
Somebody sneezed.
Most days when you're the
man.
DM, that seems to happen.
And then do I have any range on the B batteries from Grand Eye, Stuffer, and Hildsvini?
Probably.
I'll just fire 3 dice then. I'll just do them all at once.
All right. All at Legatus.
Legatus, yeah.
Legatus.
I got 1 6.
That'll be a point.
That's all I got. Wow.
I guess we still have the human ship to fire too. Come the Tartarus.
Yeah,
ship.
I think Ceres possibly has a line of sight to fire at Legatus.
Oh yeah, Ceres can fire at Legatus.
Seriously?
Ceres can fire A batteries at Legatus, or B batteries as well if she's got any.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure outside of the missiles on there what I'm attacking with. To be honest, I know I have 1 ray, but
Series has 2 A batteries. You could fire with those. Those will have 2 dice each for a total of 4 dice. So roll 4 dice 6, please. Or unless you want me to roll. Do you have any dice?
Roll D6. I am roll 20 is loading as we speak. Give it
All right.
a second, and I will roll 4 D6s.
Correct.
I have a 4, a 3, a 6, and a 3.
The 6 will do 2 points of damage.
Oof.
Which ship?
Legatus.
All
The leg up.
Legas.
And which of the ships was
Series. It's the one that's not located directly behind the dwarf capital.
No. The one that evaporated.
Oh, it's still gonna fire.
Who?
Collegium is gone.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to fire, but he can't.
Well, Collegium can fire. I mean, you'll
At
fire
what?
back simultaneous.
At what? There's nothing in the broadsides.
I actually suspect you're mistaken about that. You should be able to fire at Gorkon Khaldun at the big bad boy, or potentially at the destroyers past it, if you'd rather. But you can fire at the big guy.
He has a torpedo launcher.
And yes, you've also got a torpedo launcher that can fire dead ahead.
Make your mark.
So you can fire in the forward broadside with the torpedo launcher.
Collegium was here.
Wait a second. So that's different than.
Torpedoes are not, they ignore shields.
Torpedoes are nice because they ignore shields.
And they get all the shields.
But that has to be fired before you move, right?
And no, that's different. That's not missiles. It's different. The torpedo launcher behaves a little differently than the missiles do. It doesn't have as long a range. It's not as complicated to move.
They're a little dumb.
All right.
It's an ordinary weapon.
Right. So, are all the rebel shots finished?
Are all of the rebel shots finished?
I'm all done.
No, I believe I might have other weapons besides those torpedoes
go ahead and
on
finish
my
up.
destroyers.
Yeah.
So my front 2 destroyers have a battery at least, correct?
The front 2 destroyers each have C batteries, but they're going to be out of range on anything.
Oh, okay. That's my bad. Just checking.
He has a range of 12.
The Morgenthau presumably has range on something.
Oh, okay. That'll be
The
good.
Morgenthau has an A battery. One A battery.
It has an A battery, yeah. So just roll 1d6 just to see if I maybe hit that other ship.
I think it's got an A battery.
It has 1 A battery and 2 C batteries.
That A battery on Morgenthau has range. You can fire. Does it have any Bs?
No, just 8.
It has no Ds.
So it should have 2 dice with the A battery on whatever this battleship is on
The plate.
on the Praetor or likewise on the Legatus.
Well, that was a 1 and a 6.
The 6 will do 2 damage to something. You just have to tell me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Given that I could shoot the dwarf ship, my assumption was I'm shooting the one to the far left, not Legatus.
Okay, so you do 2 damage to Praetor.
Yep, that sounds about right. And that would be everything I'm in range to do right now, so yeah.
And I'm guessing that maybe they don't have range on with anything. Everything else maybe. Are there any B batteries on the Nixes?
The Nixes? Let me...
There's a C and a B on the next.
The Nixes can fire their B batteries at
C and B.
At the cruiser, the Comitatus,
And then
whatever that.
yeah,
Whatever the Comitatus is.
You said Nix?
Nix, yeah, which
Nix
isn't me.
and the two Nix class cruisers, Nix and Lachesis, each have a B battery.
Yeah.
They could each fire 1 die at this cruiser right here.
Let's do it. I roll them both. Missed both.
Sacrificium.
let's got an SA, so it's
So what did you roll?
1 and a 2.
Nothing.
That's my rolling, Jay.
Okay, now it's time for the Empire to roll back
Empire Strikes Back.
before the pain starts.
Come here, nerd.
All right, let's go ahead and get Collegium out of the way. We'll start off by firing a torpedo. Who's my best? Who's the most? Most. What target is most likely to die fast?
You're most likely to do significant damage to one of the cruisers. You could. The cruisers within 12 inches are going to be your easiest bets.
All right, let's make that happen.
Either of those two elf cruisers, take your pick.
The ones on the edges.
One on the far side next to the warp space.
Oh, warp space.
Yeah.
Okay, that to the you're going to get.
Is that it on 4 better?
That's the Hoshikaze, right?
It's a torpedo rules are funny. I always forget about them.
Of course, they're funny.
That's the Hoshikaze, right?
Possibly.
It is. I'll call it.
Yes, it's the one. The Hoshikaze is the one closer to the edge of the table. Torpedoes. What the heck are the torpedoes when you want them?
I know there's one torpedo.
Thanks.
That's my secret, though.
On my edition, it's page 18. But I don't think that's your edition. You want to hear what it says here? But this might be an old edition.
6 to 12 required score to hit is 4 to 6.
Okay, so
And
a single
so-
die.
Sorry.
So I roll a single die, needing a 4 to 6.
Yeah.
That'd be a no.
Oh well.
All right, and then I've got 2 B batteries and a C battery firing at. Well, I don't think I can reach out. The C battery isn't going to reach.
None of those have a forward arc.
Right.
The B batteries could fire at
24 inches.
in range of the big battery.
All right, let's go ahead and roll those 2. Because I know the C doesn't have a chance in hell. So the 2 Bs with A6.
That'll do 1 damage.
Woo, yay. All right, I can get that ship.
Genghis Khan is taking 1 damage.
Boo.
Ruin that paint job.
I don't
All
think
right.
Khan is going to be hurting all that much.
Okay, so that's an armored box. So do I?
You cross off 1/2 of that. That armored box counts as 2 hull points, and so each box is a hull point.
Okay.
All right.
Got
The Legatus should have some targeting on the starboard side. I got a B and a C.
I would agree with that. You could hit the elves with.
None are within 12, right?
No, they're all outside of 12. You just got Bs on even your closest target.
All right. So my to the closest target, a single B with a miss. All
Okay.
right.
Why don't you shoot the torpedo at the big guy or something?
You can shoot torpedoes, yes.
Now, do I have multiple torpedoes or just one?
Well, each of your ships,
Yeah.
basically, all of them have a torpedo launcher.
Like a photon launcher.
Every last one of them has a torpedo.
Your engine generates
Right, but how many torpedoes can be fired?
1.
Oh, just one a turn, but you've got an infinite number of them.
That's what I needed to know. I know it's just once per turn, but is it like one and done or one?
No,
every-
no, no. The torpedo launchers can keep going.
Okay,
Got
we'll go
a
ahead
big
and fire.
battery. Big armory of those
Miss.
things.
So the torpedo misses.
Yeah, okay. And before you'll, I think you need a 5 or a 6 at that range with the
Yeah.
torpedoes.
Well, a 3 didn't do it.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
My destroyers. They don't have anything.
They got torpedoes.
Which
Torpedoes could shoot the L. The destroyers could shoot the L's with their torpedoes. They've all got torpedoes.
Yeah, got 3.
All right, let's go ahead and fire those torpedoes.
And that's within. They can also fire their. Well, there's 2 batteries in broadside, so they won't work. But you
Right.
could, I think you need a
Hold the range.
under 12. So it's 4 through 6 on the torpedoes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll all. Here's the first one. A 6,
Okay. Next one.
a 1,
Miss.
a 2
So roll a die 6.
for 4. A roll of 4.
That's how much damage that ship takes.
And that's on the Hochikaze, the one that's next to the edge of the board.
Yes,
That's correct.
It
So
takes how many points?
total of 4 additional.
Additional.
No,
In
Yeah.
addition to what?
It's just 1 die 6 damage. So it's not 4 additional. It's just 4 damage.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And the cruiser also has torpedoes, and so it could do the same thing. Remember that the ships don't block line of sight because
Right.
space is too much, even if the game isn't.
So I rolled a 5
For
torpedo.
which one?
Same target.
Whichever one is most likely to be able, if the one I've been firing on is in range and within arc, I'd be firing on that one.
Yes, it is, and a 5 will do you. You're just
Okay.
farmed. You needed a 5 or a 6, but a 5 will do you. Roll the die 6.
Another 2 points.
Got it.
And I just crossed through an X, and I crossed through the last box in a row.
Yeah, yes. So you'll suffer. You lost the damage control party, and you will have to deal with a threshold check.
Okay.
I believe that's all I've got.
We also got a UC.
You could fire torpedoes from everything on your other flank.
Oh, I'm in range there also?
Yeah.
Okay.
The total range on the torpedoes is 24.
Maybe he was asking about that. Oh, yeah, I guess there's nothing in fire. Okay.
I mean, for instance, the Predator with a roll of 5 or 6.
And you still got that whole flank.
The Predator needs a 5 or better to hit the Kagan.
That's a 6
That'll be roll a die 6.
for a point.
Point off the Genghis Kagan. The cruiser will need a 6 at the same target.
A 1.
The 3 destroyers can also. The 3 destroyers, I think. Let me see if is that still an arc? I think it is. Yes, it is still within arc. The three destroyers can also fire at it. They need a 6.
All right. Miss, and a miss.
The 4 destroyers in the center rank can also fire at it with the torpedo.
Miss. Hit for 6 points.
Oh,
Ouch.
Third one is a miss. Fourth one is a miss.
Who's the target there?
You're a big boy.
The big one?
Goddess.
Yeah.
And the last battleship is out of range with the torpedoes.
All right.
I just like to point out that
The last
Leia,
battle. Oh yeah, Joe's the point.
Leia's come to say hi.
Can
Oh,
fire
yeah.
at
That's
another.
a adorable dog. Look how pretty.
The last battleship can fire at the Shimikaze, whatever it is.
Okay, so
Miss.
how much total
All right.
damage was done on the bad motor scooter there?
Would be cannon.
Like at this.
I think a total of
Like it
9.
is the motor scooter.
Okay.
You're right. Hey, and also the Gothic battleship here can fire a V cannon at the Elf cruiser.
So can the Dirk.
So can the Dark. Both of those galleons can fire at the Elf cruiser.
Both are misses.
You got a three shots total.
I've got
You got 3 shots in total.
Oh,
I got threshold checks here. just-
5.
That'll be a hit on the it's not the Oshikaze, it's the other one.
It's
Tengoku Kaze? Tengoku Kaze.
Okay.
What did you say that was, Chris?
What's that?
Right, threshold checks.
How many points was it?
1 damage.
It would have been just 1 point of damage.
Damage to Tengoku Kaze.
Okay.
Now look at this. Lost the second column and the third column, so I guess that's 2 figures.
So the Legatus needs to make 2 threshold checks on everything. The second threshold check is you fail at a 5 or a 6. The third you fail at a 4, 5, or 6.
Now, who's this?
The Legatus.
Yes.
No. Okay.
What?
What?
What do you mean no?
What's going on?
Okay. Genghis Khan lost the second PDS from the front.
Genghis
And
Kagan
the
doesn't need to make any threshold checks. Genghis Kagan should be fine.
I took
She took
9.
9 points of damage.
I took a total of 10 this turn. Yeah.
They got the bulk of the whole starboard flank
I took 10.
or port flank.
What did you say you took, Jay?
10.
That shouldn't be a full row.
It's 2 armor and 5 boxes, right?
She's got 4 armor, so the first 4 would be the armored boxes, and then 6 boxes thereafter.
Yeah.
That's 10, isn't it?
Is that not 10?
3, 4, 5, 6,
It should have just wiped out the last. You should still have one box left in that first row.
1, 2.
I think they're not going down lengthwise. It's
Oh, they're
across
going
the top.
across?
Yeah, I just saw it on his
being
screen.
oriented this way. Okay, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm tracking now.
You're fine, Jay. You don't need to roll anything on that ship yet.
Wait, hold on a second. Is it so the first two blocks in each row are armored?
Correct.
Okay. All right, I got you now. 1, 2, 3.
And the only relevance is that when you lose half of them, you lose 1 level of armor.
Okay. All right, very well.
And after Legatus does all his checks, he has 3 chances to repair each unit for each system down.
So once Legatus has made all their rolls, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of systems down.
Yeah, there are.
So what did you lose on Legatus?
The 2 remaining batteries, 1 of the targeting computers, and the engine core.
And the fusion core.
Yep.
Okay, so now you've got a choice. Do you want to dump the fusion core? In which case you've got, in which case you have to not roll. Just don't roll 3 1s. Or do you want to attempt to repair that fusion core before it blows up your ship?
So I've got 3.
You have 3 repair crews on a roll of 6 from any of them. You can put all 3 of them on that fusion core if you wish. on a roll of 6 from any of them, they would repair that fusion core. So you got about a 50% chance of repairing it.
Is there a difference in victory points between a ship scuttled and a ship completely blown up? Because unless this is a campaign, we would need that
This is a campaign, and so if the Tartarus Rim wins, they potentially capture that ship.
Oh, bark at that noise. So what causes the fusion reactor to go poof?
3 ones.
It's damaged, and it could lose containment.
Right.
You want to know the odds.
Oh,
How does that happen?
In the first turn, if you roll a 1, it will go poof. In the second turn, if you roll a 1 or a 2, it will go poof. In the third turn, if you roll a 1, a 2, or a 3, it will go poof.
Okay, and at any point in time, I can scram the engine, right?
Correct. So you can attempt to repair it now relatively safely, but it starts to get riskier quick. Make sense?
Yeah.
Those guys repair other stuff too, right? Or is it only?
Well, if you send the 3 repair crews to fix the reactor, then you have to assign them all before you do any rolling.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
And so you can assign them individually, but you really want to fix that reactor core. So I would
Now, if I ignore the batteries now, can I, in another turn, go and attempt to repair them, or
Yes,
is it
you can-
now or never?
No, you can always attempt to repair them later.
Okay. Once I've failed on a repair, though, it's gone.
At the end of the turn, not for
No. You can keep the house rule is you may keep attempting to repair anything as long as you need to.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take all 3 and see if we can't get this thing to not blow us to small pieces of atoms. And I have a 6.
So you have repaired the reactor core.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. Nicely done.
Now, I don't have any guns, but
Hey, you can,
now I believe an
you
elf
can
ship
fly
also
away and
has
repair
some,
guns later.
threshold.
That's right. I need to make because I filled out all the boxes on the top row, right?
Yeah, if you've lost an entire row of boxes, then it's time to make a threshold check.
So how do I do that?
You look at each system, each major system on the ship, and you roll a die 6. On a roll of 6, that system is taken out. And so, like for instance, you would roll for the A battery, both shield generators, both C batteries.
Roll for each one of those?
Yes.
Yeah, just roll for each of them. Just go through and roll.
If you roll a 6, it's damaged.
Okay. I lost a C battery.
Hey, why don't you go get some of those chips for me?
Okay.
Peace.
I lost a square thing.
One of the
PDS.
square triangles in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, ADS.
I lost a circle with a box around it,
That's the targeting computer.
and that's it.
And so now you can only target one piece at a time with that ship.
Can I try to fix anything?
Yes, you have at present you have 2 repair parties. So
Okay, I'm going to put them on the C battery.
All right.
What do I need to roll?
6.
Take 2 dice. Roll if you roll a 6 with either of them, you fix it.
Nope. I'll try next time. All right, I'm done.
All right. Brings us to right in the next turn's orders.
turn 4.
All right.
Hey, Jay,
Yeah.
you receive a message from the from the Eldar Admiral congratulating you on the first kill, and then you receive an immediate second message apologizing for the error.
It's quite all right. Gents, we're just over 2.5 hours. and we're getting close to bedtime for a 12-year-old. So
A newly minted 12-year-old.
a newly minted 12-year-old.
Nice.
All right.
Um,
Congratulations.
Hey,
I
Perfect.
think we got a good feel for the game, and I think we're at a point where, Dave, if you were to, you could probably still play this out with the rest of your group, and actually you could have your regular group finish this game out pretty easily at your leisure.
I believe so.
I think we're going to have to call it at this point. It's anybody's game, quite honestly. I do like the Rebels' chances, but I don't know what the Imperials have up their sleeves. So,
Missiles.
especially with 4 ships being quote unquote special. So
They were landing craft.
so we'll just kind of take it.
I thought it was going to be a psyker. I was worried.
What kind of, real quick, Eric?
That would be cool.
Picked up, I don't know if you can see this. Hot Ones Pringles.
Oh, sweet. That does look pretty good.
They're pretty legit. They're not super hot, but they do have some flavor to them.
This
I was about to say
cider is carbonated and it gets right in the back of your throat. It's hot for a jalapeno, which I think is pretty light. It's I've definitely got some heat on that for cider. It's pretty good.
So first, David, I want to thank you for volunteering to run the game. I certainly
Yes,
appreciate it.
thank you.
It has definitely
It's great.
it has definitely rekindled my interest in finishing up my my red alert fleets, because they're at about 80% complete. So that won't take too much time to finish those up. I think that we'll just sitting around the room if anybody has any comments on the game. I'll just sit around the room and I'll finish up.
more than happy to keep going if anybody wants to experience more.
No, I think we're having some closing comments,
Oh, sorry.
and then you and I can continue the game after if you wish.
Yeah.
But anyway, Chris, fire away.
Yeah, it was good. I had a little bit of I had to work my brain around only being able to fire broadsides except for those torpedoes. And I forgot how torpedoes had worked, so probably could have started firing earlier, but that's okay. Probably could have stormed in a little faster, but I probably also would have had a lot more dead. So it's good times.
Mike, any thoughts?
There's no mic.
I'm sorry, I meant Eric. Any thoughts? Excuse me.
Oh, it was a good full thrust experience. It's kind of similar to what I expected. I was picking up the rules again. It was cool getting first hit. I would love to see how this campaign unfolds, and if you get on ground, I was actually slowing down. My ships were all slowing down, with the exception like Jarud and Tamud were slowing down because I was going to start targeting what I assumed was the landing craft, because that was our major goal, was to make sure that nobody got on planet. And then I don't know, I guess my destroyers are considered to be a little bit expendable, so I was gunning for Legatus. I was going to get that whiskey. I don't know, it was fun. I guess it was a little too short for me. I could have kept going, but I get it. It's good. I would love to be part of any future campaigns, and even if you get on the ground, I've got miniatures and stuff.
Well, anyone that wants to continue playing after the broadcast ends, I can leave this studio open, so you could go ahead and continue on.
All right.
I mean, that's up to the GM.
I wouldn't mind continuing a little further. At the very least, I'd like to get records of how fast everybody is going.
Don't let us stay.
Everybody's directions.
I've kept all records of my commands and stuff too, so I can send it to you.
I would appreciate that. Thank you. Elon, what did you think? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, a lot of it came back to me from the full stroke that I ran that time, but a lot of it's different too. Like I modified the game in some ways, so I thought it was a really good exposure to it. It's a little bit more finicky with this many people than I remember it being, but I think all in all, it's a pretty simple thing. I was really looking forward that the Eldar being able to use all their points for maneuver was really juicy, and I was looking forward to flipping a U-turn as soon as I passed everybody, and then being behind everyone. Like that was that's the
Yeah.
was my
I had to
immediate
slow
goal.
down. You were going to be able to turn around on a dime. All my dwarven ships had to like stop. I was slowing down now. We're not even close
Yeah.
to each other, and I was already
Yeah.
slowing down to try and anticipate them getting
Yeah,
past
no,
me.
next round I was going to swing it around, but yeah, I thought it was fun.
Nice.
I thought it was good. It's interesting how fast the ships move, but how kind of cumbersome just like shifting over is a little bit. And I think that speaks to how much it's good for like larger ship combat, like not X-wings, but like capital ships. So I had a good time.
Jeff, and if anybody's got any criticisms or recommendations, this is still sort of a work in progress, and so I'm open to suggestions. Jeff, did you have any thoughts?
As the newbie, it was relatively easy to learn once we got there. I kind of have my records as well, and I'm also slowing down as a human player. And most of my questioning of myself right now is if I should have just fired all missiles and had them all stay to the left, and then if my allies got too close to missiles, well, that's where they were. Everyone knew. And then just try to constrain what the Empire could do movement-wise a little bit, because now it feels like we could slowly be encircled the way we've moved.
Jay, do you have any thoughts, any suggestions, any criticisms?
Well, like I said, it definitely has rekindled my interest in getting my my Red Alert fleets done, and anything that can inspire someone to complete a hobby project's a good thing, right? So
You got that? Oh,
nice.
1/1000 scale. Is that the Enterprise A?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
And you've got
What scale is that?
1/1000.
1/1000.
So I've got these guys. Got 3 of them.
Oh, got a Romulan there, do you?
Yeah.
Next
I've
generation.
got-
I don't think it's the right scale though,
It's not the same
because they would be
scale as
bigger.
this.
They would be a lot bigger.
I've got this as well as Reliant.
nice.
The Reliant is a particularly pretty ship.
I like the Avenger classes.
Yeah. What's nice about it is it comes with the really pretty decals also.
Oh yeah, nice.
So that's cool.
You
Well, it's got
even
the
have
battle
the
damage on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool to do a campaign with those decals.
Massive dreadnought battleship. I got that big super star destroyer. It's like 2 feet long. From,
Oh, I've got that thing too. That thing's sweet.
Oh, for Ramada.
To the battle.
Yeah. just so stupid how big that thing is.
I would say, David, for a kind of a convention type setting where you're going to have people that may not be may not be familiar with the rules, you may want to consider in the future limiting the number of ships and also the types of systems
Yeah.
that are being used to simplify. Not that I'm an expert by any means, but
No, this was a little too much game for a 2-hour sort of a convention game.
yeah.
It was a little long.
For a campaign thing, it was cool. I mean,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
you're right.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
more of like a casual, like you've got 5 people who are going to be at this every month.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't figure that it's critical that it always have the same 5 people running the ships, because
Right.
rotate in and rotate out. People
Sure.
get killed. Yeah,
No, I think there's
people is giving the orders for the campaign. But
no. Speaking to that point, I think that's a great idea where you go in to a kind of to an ongoing campaign thing where you may not have the same players from campaign turn to campaign turn,
Right.
and it might be by reason of you have hopefully not running such a large campaign that you've got, you can only have 4 players playing at a time, because this part of the world is where it's the action's going on, and then you've got to shift to another part of the world, the campaign world, for those other folks to play. But anyway, and it's one of those things where real units get their commanders replaced, and maybe the incoming commander is not 100% hip on what the previous commander intended, and so
right.
there might be things in motion that the incoming commander either A, has no knowledge of, or B, has no control over. And I think that's a real interesting concept to pursue in any type of campaign, whether it's a space campaign like this or a not World War II imaginations thing like Chris and I are wanting to do, and or Napoleonic or American Civil War or early medieval or what have you.
I think it would be really cool if, like, based on our battle report here, each of the units gets like a perk. Like, I got the first hit with one of my ships, but somebody else got one of the Elven ships was First Blood, and so like it'd be cool to see that recorded as the campaign expands. I always liked that.
It's my intention is the campaign goes forward to try and record some of that kind of stuff.
Oh, sure.
Full advantages.
Yeah.
Potentially the Tartarus Rim could capture. If you vented that reactor, if Chris vented that reactor, then somebody could capture that ship potentially. That kind of stuff. So there's a limited number of ships, and when a ship gets destroyed, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's also salvage and reinforcements and that kind of stuff. Logistics. You run out of gas and you got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strategy part of the campaign, the larger view of the logistics or something, what people are fighting would be interesting, especially how that affects all the little battles on the map.
And that's not visible yet because this was the opening action, and so everybody walks in with plenty of ammunition. But but if you go into a second battle with those ships carrying missiles, for instance, you shoot off the missiles, you're going to have to get back to a supply base to resupply them, or you don't.
Right.
Oh, and just something funny that because Jay mentioned replacing commanders and Eric has the elves. I remember the high elves. I think in Warhammer Fantasy had a I think it was a mechanism where at the beginning you'd have to roll because if you had another hero on the battlefield, they might take over as commander because someone's uncle's cousin might be the prince of something, and they suddenly high elf politics means that now they're the boss.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that could be a fun story-wise for the elves.
You randomly determine the general. I remember that lining up my characters and being like, not the wizard, not the wizard.
Not the wizard. No.
One of my favorite platoon sort of combat games is Stargrunt 2.
Oh, yeah.
And if the commander in Stargrunt 2 gets killed, you roll a die to see what the quality of whoever takes over could be better or worse, depending.
Right.
It's kind of a die roll.
That's a great
Whoever
game.
said that there was a psyker on one of the ships, I was like, oh my gosh, that would be terrifying.
Yeah, that's when he said the ships were special and it was the Empire, I was thinking psychers.
The world may
torpedoes.
never
What if I just make a
know.
warp sword in the middle of
I'm pretty sure it had to do with landing craft, but I was going to gun for them with my destroyers. So they were all slowing down with those little ships in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet you a couple of them might have gotten through if they'd been going a little faster. That was a tough encounter. I thought that was really tough for Chris to handle that many ships, but they were just outnumbered. I don't know if they had better like close range guns once they got into their broadsides, but
Yeah,
I think it was
once
a
you got
tough
in
scenario for the
broadside
imps.
under 12 inches, y'all were going to be dismissed.
I know my ships were pretty
Imperial
flimsy, actually.
The Imperial ships were intended. If this is intended to be an asymmetric campaign, and the Empire has lots of ships, but they're not necessarily very good. The Tartarus Rim just managed to the people making the strategic moves for the Tartarus Rim. Jeff moved the dwarves. Joe moved the Tartarus Rim ships. My brother moved the elves. So there are people that commanded those ships, and my friend Crystal moved the Imperial ships. It just so happened that the forces stacked up very badly against the Imperium. The Imperials are walking into a beehive.
Okay. A beehive that apparently is more difficult to replenish than the Imperials. So,
Like even if he had scored, if he takes down the capital ship in this battle, it would be a huge win for them because they're probably going to lose this one. I like that asymmetricalness. Like he was outnumbered, but if he took out Genghis Khan or whatever you wanted, the capital ship, that could be a huge victory for the campaign.
It could
even
be.
if it wasn't a win for this.
gives alt win conditions to whoever plays the Imperials. They have different goals to achieve beyond just winning the immediate battle.
Yes,
because they're aiming to
both
win the
sides
war.
have different win conditions, different goals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Imperium wants to pacify the Rim. It wants to take the whole Rim back.
Yeah. If you have people coming and going, that could be something interesting from the campaign. You try to keep up with what would be good goals and ways to achieve those goals for different commanders. But if you have people moving in and out, they're also going to just want to win the battle that they're in. Slowly kind of leading to a little bit of tension there, or people trying to think about if they want to keep that up or not.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Yeah.
for cons, if you're going to be at only 2.5 hour game, like we need to be closer.
Yeah, start closer.
True. Yes.
Yeah, kind of a maxim of con games is either start in contact or be no more than one move away from contact.
Yeah, like long range weapons first round period.
You play short side or short side.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. That would have been bloody.
That last week,
The test games, we've mostly gone short side to short side. That did make a difference.
Mm-hmm. If you have even just coins, like for like distance tracking, just to be here's your, because you have A, B, and C for your cannons, right? If you had a coin with, okay, here's this is, at least to start, here's this many inches, here's this many inches, here's this many inches, and kind of try to move it with maybe the first most ship each time, so you can kind of see where your ranges are moving. And that might help us also when we're writing out our orders of how fast we want to go and where we want to try to be located.
Well, on that note, gents, thanks for coming to play tonight. Folks that are watching, we do have one more game for Virtual J3 tomorrow. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Central. Jay Wiley of Wiley Games is hosting a game of Battlesuit Alpha, the latest version of Fistful of Lead Galactic Heroes that's yet to be released, but I got to play it at his March to Victory convention at the end of March. And it's a whole lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Elon, you're making your triumphant return tomorrow afternoon, right?
I am, yeah.
Outstanding.
I think, Chris, are you playing in that also?
I should be.
Okay, I know.
I'm planning to join that one too.
Yeah, Eric's going to be back. I know Mike Burke's going to be back as well.
Joel?
Is Joel in that one?
I think so.
I'll have to double check to see on the message board to see who else good. But there's 6 players, so it should be a good time. I'm going to send. He asked me to send out the QRS to everybody, so I'll get that out tonight to folks. So, like I said, for those watching, this is going to be the end of the broadcast here very shortly. However, those who want to continue playing that are already in the studio, I'm going to leave the studio open. I'll just go ahead and mute my mic and camera, and I'll turn the overview map back on so you guys can go about your business. So, again, thanks, and I'll put the link to the show out on Twitter. We're going to try to figure out how to simulcast that on my channel as well as Jay's. And if worse comes to worse, we'll just run it off Jay's, and I'll send the link out on Twitter to those who are wishing to view. So, on that note, as always, if the wargaming you're having isn't any fun, you make it fun. That is all.